Good afternoon. It's the Geeky Gamer Podcast. We're live. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Featuring Ken, Miller, and John. We're all here. We have a Patreon. If you could find it, go for it. All lowercase letters. Mr. Interrupt provide music. Couchfire Media provides production. Torrible Productions is elsewhere. Welcome everyone. Thanks for playing. This is Andy RPG game that we're playing called the Linen Tapestry, and we're going deep into the Severed Soul system today. And I'm gonna let John handle this from here. So thanks for making the game and running it. It's cool.
It is, no. Been a pleasure so far. So yes, currently play testing the Twin Vipers adventure, which is a stretch goal from the successful Kickstarter campaign. Last week in the adventure, Daucus, that's Ken's character, his soul was severed from the Great Cycle, and it was at that point his avatar, which is a bear, emerged for the first time into the mundane realm. However, his element is fire, and the area was lit up by a beacon of immense heat and flame. It slew the enemies that were hunting him down, but it also killed his friend who he was striving to protect. So at the beginning of this session, we're going to go through magical character creation, just so that everyone's got an idea of how to create a red hand. So, on the PDF that's sent through, on page 22 of the PDF, that takes you through magical character creation. So for Ken, what we'll do is we'll go through your character creation, and we'll work out what to do, work out what your choices are. So, on the character sheet, you have on the top left-hand side, type, element, avatar, dream, path, tapestry age, devil within, and reckoning. So, your type as a newly severed soul is red hand. We've already established that your element is fire. Your avatar is an Usam, that's your half man, half beast summon creature. Dream is your rationale for your soul severing itself from the Great Cycle. Your dream is what drives you, it's what you strive for, and it is your reason of being. Your path starts off at sorcerer. Your tapestry starts off as 0. The devil within can be one of the sins that you chose from before mundane character creation. And your reckoning is the court at which you severed your soul. So your soul severed during the night, so you belong to the court of the stars. You can just record that down as stars next to reckoning. So you've got choices here. You've got your dream, and what your devil within is going to be. So dream is for a long-term campaign. You can put it in to give your character a bit more depth to it. It's your strength, it's also your weakness. So take your time to put down what your dream is. It won't take any effect until much later on anyway. So you've got time to crystallize what your character's dream is. And then Ken, you just let me know what your devil within is going to be.
So like universal healthcare workers' rights, is that?
Yeah. Or
is that a dream, or is that, what is that?
Yeah. You might be a few centuries off that, but you know.
Yeah. I feel like that's still a thing. Yeah, and then I thought that my devil within was wrath, but I looked at my character sheet, and I believe my sin is pride. Who would have
Stick
figured that?
pride in there then. I know, exactly.
Who would have thought?
Most unassuming, soft-spoken character.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, stick that down as pride. So also, now I'd forgotten this, is your attachments change. So if you go back to your mundane character sheet,
Yeah.
you have a section called attachments, and these were prioritized. So one was at 25, one was at 20, 15, 10, and 5. So now your character's personality has changed, so that your ambition or your dream, that's now your 25. So what did you have at 25?
I think I had my mom at 25.
So your family at 25. Okay. So rub that out for now, and put
dream
down
is 25.
your dream. Yeah, plus 25. So your ambition, or however. Yeah. You don't have to fill in what it is, but put down 25 next to it. And what number did you have against pride?
I don't know.
Okay,
I think
but it's now 20.
I think I changed my other things. So yeah, I think it's probably, we'll go with 20. So pride is now 20. Is that correct?
It's now 20. Yeah. Yep. So the
And
other
then
three
the
priorities
other
of
three
15, 10, and 5. Put them in however you want. So your family she's dropped from 25 to possibly 15. It's entirely up to you, but you just have to rejig them. This is just to show how your character's attachments to the world, their priorities, what's important to them, changes almost overnight with the single event of being a severed soul. Okay, so we'll go back to the rest of magical character creation. You have So you've got, that's fine. Right. You then have your soul. You got 3 ranks in souls. That gives you a dice pool of 6.
Okay.
Gives you 3 parameter points. You then have mana. Sorry?
What is soul used for again?
So soul is your dice pool. So it determines your dice pool. It's the cap on all your other magical abilities. So your element, your avatar, your rituals cannot exceed your rank in soul. It also contributes towards your mana pools. So it's a core stat, so to speak. It's the most important stat on your mouth.
Up to 10 soul.
Yep, you can have up to 10, but your dice pool would always be capped at 10. You can break off sections of your soul into shards, and then those shards are used for other things. I'm not going to go into that because that's for high-level games when people are creating life forms of their own. So we'll leave shards as blank. So you've got your 3 mana pools. Your mundane mana pool is your soul plus the sum of all your primary stat ranks. So if your character went for strength, you'll have fill in that box next to strength, add up all the stats, add it to your soul, times by 2.
So
Otherworld is...
I think that my total is 9, so you add 3, and that's 12.
Soul, yeah.
And then
Times
that would be 24.
Yeah, that's right. So Otherworld is similar. It's your soul plus your society pool. So your society pool's already worked out. Add those 2 together, times by 2, and that's your Otherworld dice pool, mana pool. So what have you got for that?
What is you said it was, what was the aspect? Spirit, is that? What you
Sorry,
saying?
so for Otherworld, it's soul plus society pool.
Oh, society.
Apologies
So
if
it's
I
like a
said- yeah,
society
apologies.
of 5 plus 3, so that's 8. So that
Yeah.
would be 16.
Yeah.
Otherworld.
And then, yeah, that's Otherworld. And then your Shadowlands.
What does
is
that
your-
mean? Otherworld. Just
I'll come to it. I'll explain. I'll
Okay.
explain the differences.
okay.
In Shadowlands is your soul plus your spirit pool added together
Okay.
times 2.
Soul and spirit. So that is all right. That's the same as my mundane. So that's 24 as well.
Right, great. So, why is there 3 mana pools? So, your characters draw fuel for spells and magic, also known as mana, from the realm that they're in, but they can also draw it from the edges of the other 2 realms. So, if you get to the point where you've run out of mana from the mundane dice pool and you're in the mundane realm, you can start pulling in mana from Otherworld or Shadowlands. It's kind of like your backup mana, but as you do so, it cosmetically changes your spell. So if you were using Otherworld magic to create, say, a fireball, if you were just using mundane, the flame would just look like a normal flame. But in Otherworld, you would using Otherworld mana, because it's from a different realm and it's a realm of infinite possibility of dreams, magic. That flame won't look as though it belongs to the world. It could be pink, it could be speckled, it could be green, you could have a face in it, that sort of thing. And that adds to the risk of you generating feedback, because anyone who sees it knows that that's not natural. And then the reverberation in the collective unconscious gets bigger.
And a lot of this game is
Shadowlands
related to your standing in society, and that's not good for your standing in society.
Yeah. If people start seeing you summoning flames with faces in it, people will start thinking that you're unholy or you're demonic, and then that reputation will stick with you. And it just gets worse and worse and worse for you until you can somehow remove that reputation. Shadowlands is the realm of the dead, where things decay made entirely of memories. Nothing new is ever created in the Shadowlands. Things just simply flip into nothingness. So that flame would look pale. It would look as though it's actually the sparks or the flames from the fire aren't rising up. They could be dissolving away. They would look, you could say, undead or unholy, that sort of thing. It'd have that look to it. Using mana pools that are outside of the realm that you're in colours the magic that you're doing. So, for example, if you were in the Shadowlands and you use Shadowlands magic, Shadowlands mana, it fits, it's fine. Nothing. The ghosts around you, the shades, won't notice anything. But if you start using Otherworld or mundane mana, it'll colour the magic in the Shadowlands, and then the shades will see something's going on that doesn't fit in with their memory, and then things start to collapse. So it's important in a number of ways. Okay.
I have 2 questions. One question
ahead.
is, what did Angoa use? What kind of magic was that made her stand above the? Is it mundane or otherworld or Shadowlands, or is it unrelated to that?
Unrelated. She's not a severed soul.
Ah, okay.
She's something entirely different.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it in case during downtime
Sure.
you want to explore her,
Yeah.
like what she is now that you're. So I'll leave that as something for you to discover. Go ahead.
The second question is, I couldn't use magic during the day, so the last episode, you're like, oh, the sun came up, and you're done. You're just a normal person at this point. what does that correlate to?
So, your character will probably be. This will all be explained to your character in the next batch of downtime. You are in the company of another severed soul, and it's his responsibility to teach you the rights and wrongs, the do's and do nots. Mm-hmm. So you will know at some point, in character and out of character, that at the beginning of the Linen Tapestry, when the first severed souls first start to appear in the world, they were cursed 3 times. The first time they were cursed from the 8 champions that went out to obtain an item of immortality. They stole shards from a dragon. They stole 1 each, and everyone belonging to their element has been cursed ever since. So that's the curse of the devil within. The second curse was when a ritual was created to unleash countless severed souls upon the world in future history, so to speak. They were cursed by the Exalted, and this curse split them into 2 courts, the courts of the stars and the courts of the sun. And it's the origin of why you can't do magic in the day and only during the night is based on that curse. The why the Exalted did it is kind of deep lore, so it's not something that you would know. It would be maybe something that you could discover later on in stories and so forth, but it's one of those big questions that no one really knows why or how they did it. They just did it. So that's the reason why your power is limited. You can only use your powers when the sun isn't in the sky.
I get my magic from starlight. At the nighttime.
Yeah. You can use your power when the sun's not in the sky.
Yeah. It's because the fire. There was a buzzing. There was like a whole thing that felt like it was very vampire-like.
Yeah. And there are vampires in this game. They're not.
Now, do I sparkle in the sun?
No, thankfully not. You're not a vampire. Don't worry. Vampires are very, very far and few between, so I'm not.
Right.
No,
gotcha.
You're not a twiglet.
All right.
Okay, next. Right, where the hell were we? So we've done mana pools, patterns. So these are your elemental patterns. Yeah. So your pattern is fire. So fill in the box next to it, put in a second rank. So you've got fire, and you can retain 2 dice. So your dice pool is based on your soul. Number of dice that you keep is based on the pattern that you're using. So you'd roll 6, keep 2. The next section is affinities. This is where it gives you a speciality, a tally bonus whenever you use a type of spell. There's 6 affinities. They're categories of spells: detection, comprehension, manipulation, transmutation, projection, and conjuration. They're all self-explanatory, but detection is for low-level spells, for sensing, spotting things, that sort of thing. Comprehension is your rank 2 spells, which is identifying fate, the function of things, that sort of thing. Manipulation is your ability to move things, operate complex technology, that sort of thing, like a lock. You'll be able to move the parts in the lock to unlock it. Transmutation is whenever the spell alters a pattern, makes it bigger, less dense, that sort of thing. Projection is when you want to use any spell that's remote. And the final one is conjuration, whenever your spell creates something from nothing. So you choose one rank. Let's put one rank in amongst those 6, and that gives you a +5 tally bonus to whenever you cast a spell of that category. So at the moment, you would have access to a detection spell and up to 2 comprehension spells. You can go for anything else, but my advice as a beginning character player is put your rank in either detection or comprehension. But if you know that your character's going to move on to being able to move things by the power of your mind, perhaps put a rank in manipulation. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it.
Oh, I think we all like a little telekinesis. Is it telekinesis or is it just like lifting things and moving things, or how does that how does manipulation work?
Okay, so I'll give you some examples of
fire manipulation. If I have that, does that mean I get to do like a fireball, or is that not? I'm not there yet.
Yep. So the spells, the tricks for manipulation. The first one is operate element. So that would be a case of if it's ideal for metal. Going back to the example of if you've got a lock in front of you, you just move the various parts in the lock and it opens up. Accelerate, so you can speed something up that's already moving, slow something down. You can hold something in place. But I think what you're going for is something called move, and that's where you can move something that's stationary towards and make it into a projectile. So it's there's a lot to it. It's not just telekinesis. It's how you want to use that spell. You've got various
building
tricks.
it. Or what about like for instance, because I have fire as a pattern, if I like really heat my feet up really hot and the pressure between my feet and the ground gets to be a lot, does that mean I can fly particularly with the manipulation?
Yeah, that would be quite a high. I mean, you effectively push. There's a trick called push creature, so you can put onto yourself and you would push yourself upwards.
Mm-hmm. Like the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
I think he jumps and doesn't really
jumps,
fly.
Yeah, doesn't fly. No.
So, and then what does detect element? What do these tricks mean? Tell me about those.
No problem. So these are your basic spells. So, detect element just means that it allows the spellcaster to detect the presence of a related pattern within an area. So when you're casting the spell, you determine the area, how long it's going to go on for. You create the parameters of the spell, and then the effect is just allowing you to sense the presence. So when you used detect element in the last session, you could work out, you prolonged that spell and you could make out the presence of about 80 enemies surrounding the encampment. The next one is elemental compass, that creates like a north pole anywhere. So if you have an object or you've got a building, you always know where that building is. Or with fire, it would have to be something linked with fire. So certain elements have weaknesses with certain tiers of magic. So at high levels, being able to create, move, fireballs, that sort of thing is great for fire. But for lower levels, it becomes harder for you to shape the spells that you want. It's not impossible. That's where player imagination's needed. You need to fill in the gaps. You need to shape the spell how you want it to work within the parameters of the spell. And then a higher level sense spells allows you to remotely scry on people, to track someone, that sort of thing. The next one is understanding. So this is where allows you to like identify form, which is a spell that you will have. Allows you to learn the status and structure of an elemental pattern. So if you're looking at something, you're unfamiliar with it, you can use that and say, right, you know this is broken. that sort of thing. Identify function allows you to learn what the pattern is intended for, and so on and so on and so on, such as identify fate, translating, like if there's a hidden component within a pattern or within a structure, you could use that spell to uncover what's been obscured within the pattern of the spell.
And
with the magic system,
it seems like it works. I mean, from what little I've read of the book, it seems like it works sort of similarly to combat maneuvers, and like you have to have this and that in order to build like a more powerful maneuver. You can't just start and get the top thing. You have to kind of like combine these elements together, and you need identify form and identify function in order to get the next level up. Spell.
It's a big character progression, but if you want to spend all your experience points on magic, it won't take you too long within a long running campaign to focus on what you want to get to.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with those two: identify form and identify function.
Okay.
For ease of...
With identify function, certain spells can be used one of two ways, and identify function is one of them. So you can use it as a trick. So you prepare the spell, and it allows you to learn the function of something. But it also has an overlay option. And what an overlay means is you're performing a task, and with form of function, you can overlay it with that spell. So you spend the mana, and you would add +5. So long as fire or heat is involved, you can overlay your action with the spell to add +5 to it.
How do you spend mana?
So, each spell has a cost. Detection spells, which is the tier 1, has no cost. They all cost 0. It's kind of like an innate ability. But if you want to perform a rank 2 spell, it'll cost you 1 mana, and so forth. If you want to summon your avatar, it costs quite a lot. It costs you 5 times the rank. So at the moment, your avatar's 2. So it'll cost you 10 mana, and once you have that, you've got that for the scene or however long you want to have to be in your beast form or Usam form. But then you can use mana in other ways to buy more parameter points. So like in an earlier session, there was issues where as an initiate, you only had 1 or 2 parameter points. So the scope of your spells was very small. So what I've done is I've added in the ability for players to spend mana to increase the parameters, so you can cast the spell for longer, greater distance, greater area, more than one target, that sort of thing. So that's the second way of using mana.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Right. Okay. Next is onto rituals. So rituals, this is the second branch of magic within the Severed Souls. Rituals are like spells, but the casting of them is a task. It might take a scene to perform the ritual, but then the effect has a bigger impact on the story. So you got 4 scions. You have Artifice, Attunement, Dreaming Sky, and Planes of Memory. Artifice is all to do with magical items. You've got 2 branches. One is enchantment, so you can put spells into an item, and then you can use those spells at any time, day or night. The second one is creating actual magical items. Second scion is attunement, so that allows you to create items that you can break and allows you to use your powers day or night. Or you can use attunement to grant those powers onto someone else. The third one is Dreaming Sky. So the Dreaming Sky is a place above Otherworld, and it's where all the dreams of all the sleeping people in the mundane, it's all their dreams, it's their dreamscapes. So as an awakened, as a severed soul, you no longer dream. Your soul has been severed from the great cycle, but it means that you can walk between the dreamscapes and at high levels with more powerful rituals actually enter the dreams of people and manipulate the dreams. The second branch for Dreaming Sky is divination, where it allows you to tap into the collective unconscious and learn information about a person, whether it's their past, their future, their present. The fourth scion is Planes of Memory, and this allows you to do one of two things. One is navigate the Shadowlands. So as I mentioned before, the Shadowlands is made of memories. When you walk through the Shadowlands, you're walking through the memory of a shade or a group of shades. If you leave a room and close a door, you could enter the memory of someone else, and you could be lost forever. Because when you open that door again, there's no guarantee that you're going to step back into the memory that you were traveling through. The Planes of Memory, the ghost walking rituals, helps you not get lost. The second branch of the Scions is past lives. In the setting, there is the whole idea that the soul moves through the great cycle over and over and over again. It exists as the potential of a person in Otherworld. They're then born and then they die in Otherworld, in the mundane, and then they exist as a ghost, as a shade within the Shadowlands. And the soul accompanies the person, the pattern of that person, for a short while in the Shadowlands before departing and going back into Otherworld. So within each soul, there's a cache of memory, and past lives allows you to access the past lives information of other people and your own previous incarnations. So have a quick look through the rituals and let me know what you're interested in. Ken, are you talking? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, sorry. Was that page 100 something?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it's 108 or 214.
Yeah, it starts off at 104.
104. Okay. Yeah. Two. All right. So, but there's only a few rituals that I would need to. That I could actually get. Like I could only get rank 1 things like enchant detection.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get enchant transmutation.
Yeah, exactly. That's high end game.
Yeah. So that's a much further down. So you kind of have to like Forge Talisman would be like an early one, but that's not really the goal of where.
It also depends where you want your character to which direction they want to go in. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be a spellcaster, a ritualist, or do you want to be someone who focuses on that avatar? So for example, Forge Talisman would help you with your spells because it gives you an extra +5 to all your spells so long as you're using the talisman. But then if you're focusing on avatar, it will give you no benefit whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Or if you're going for ritualist, it'll give you no benefit whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Right. So again, there's so many options. It's a case of you having to find what fits you and what fits your future plan. Because it's a game without levels, so it's not like other games where if you choose a class, you know where you're going, what you're going to be by the time you get to to level 12 or 15 or whatever. With this game, it's entirely up to you. Character development's freeform.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right. Well, I'll take a look at this, and if you want to move on, we'll.
Yeah. All right. Nearly finished. I think the only section left. There's 2 sections left, and that is to do with your curses. This will work. Yeah. So next section is curses. So this is straightforward. You've got a track called Anachronism. You've got 5 white squares, and then color or shade in the 5 squares on the right hand side, and this is your balance between success and failure. As a red hand, you have to try and get your dream to succeed. Every time you die or you have a major setback in your dream accomplishment, you fill in a grey square, and if all your squares become grey, you become a grey skin. If every time you increase your soul, every time you make a massive step forward in accomplishing your dream, you rub out one of the grey squares, and once you've got no grey squares, you become a blue blood. So 5 white, 5 grey. Your next section is your avatar. So your avatar starts off at 2. Your template was bear. Feedback is 0. Your cost is I need to make a change in the book. Is the rank times 5, so it costs you 10 mana to summon your bear form.
Okay.
You have 4 features to choose from. Well, so out of the 4, you can choose 2. And as a bear, you've got Brawler, which gives you +10 tally bonus for unarmed wrestling, feral combat. Feral combat is when you're fighting with claws and fangs, that sort of thing. Natural armor, which gives you natural armor. Prowess would give you an extra rank in brawn, and a speciality in intimidate, which would give you a rank in intimidate. So you would need to choose 2 of those 4.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the brawler and armor, natural armor.
Yep, brilliant. So record those 2 features down, and then up to 24.
What do you get for natural armor? It just
So natural armor,
a little tougher.
Yeah, you get. Hold on, I'll find the page again. Natural armor. So you have. So you've got 4 hardness on your torso, 3 hardness on your legs, 2 on your arms, and 1 on your head. There's no soak, nor is there any encumbrance. You've got a toughened hide. So every time you can buy that feature up to 5 times, and each time you do, you add +1 across all the hit locations.
Okay. And what page is that on?
It's page 93 on the PDF.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
Brilliant. Right.
All right, what about totem and artifact and
let's look. So
all
don't need to worry
stuff
about those. So totem is much later on in the game. Okay. You can choose to specialize even further. So you can seek out another severed soul who can give them a shard of their soul, and you can choose to either create a totem, which is like an avatar, but it's slightly weaker. But your totem you have with you day and night. So, for example, if you had a totem and it was an Usam, you would be in your beast form all the time. So you would have a disfigurement, that sort of thing. So if for example, your avatar was, say, an artifact, and you decided to go for a totem of a bear, you would have the features of your bear with you at all times. So your skin would be toughened hide. You might have really long nails, that sort of things will help with if you develop things such as lethal damage, that sort of thing. So your totem is a gift from another severed soul that you carry with you at all times. Alternatively, you could use the shard to create and give yourself a secondary pattern. So you could choose something such as metal as your second pattern, and it'll never be as powerful as your fire pattern, but it'll be close enough for that you can, at much higher levels, cast spells that focus on metal and fire, that sort of thing. But that's much later on, not for character development. And I think that's that.
Yay!
Okay, brilliant. Well, actually, in the avatar section, you have an Usam. So in the health track that you've got there, it fill in hit locations and it mimics your mundane character. So you've got the same number of -0 ranks, -1s, 2s, 3s, that sort of thing, and the same with fatigue. The difference is you can purchase features that increase your health and your fatigue and so forth, so that your Usam form becomes physically
like
harder than you. Yeah. No, you can increase your brawn so that your brawn goes up to, I think you've got pretty high brawn anyway, so you can go up to 5.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But it's the options are there. So that's magical character creation for Dorcas completed. Right. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to put the light on.
What do you think about this system, Miller? Where's your brain at?
Okay.
I like it. I like it. It's pretty crunchy.
It is crunchy, but hopefully you get something for your crunch. I want so that every player character will have something completely different. And I just like games where you can read a book, get nerdy, and go, right, I want that, and that, and develop towards something better, rather than going, well, I've got that, and that's it, I'm stuck with that, and there's no scope, there's no depth. But, right, so back to the story where we'd left it. Actually, Miller, if you can give a recap.
Let's see. So we started last session. There had been a battle, so we split the party. Marco and one of the other NPCs went up on the hilltop to get a look at the army, while Daucus took the rest of the group and the injured back. Let's see, Daucus's group got set upon by some of the Viper's men, and that's when he got cornered and he awakened to prevent himself from dying. Turned into a big bear, throwing fireballs, burned everybody, including one of his friends. Eventually they made it back to camp. Him and a couple of them survived. And Marco and I forgot the name. Anyway, the guy he was with, they also made it back to the camp just before the army had got there. And then basically it was a running battle. The army, which it wasn't the whole army, it was basically just skirmishers, kept hitting the lines all night long in different spots, and we tried a few things. Eventually Daucus figured out he could see them, their heat signatures out in the wilderness. And that kept us going until daylight, which is when the second ship came in. And then once those people were downloaded, Travago, actually, he got the spear, spear of Hawkman. Hawkman spear? Hawkman, right?
Awkward. Yes.
Hawkward.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then several of us took point and charged through the lines, made a hole for the rest of the army to file through, and we got everybody through, and we're on our way to the crossroads where we're going to turn and then go to a big bluff where we'll meet up with the rest of the army.
Brilliant. Great. Yep, that's pretty much in a nutshell. So, I'm just going to do a bit of reading from the book. So this is after you guys, you're fleeing, you're following the white captains, Tezago and one or two other white captains kind of covering the rear, but everyone's either carrying injured or just running as fast as they can.
We're going for a hill, right? We're trying to make it to a high point so we can have the upper hand.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay, so you managed to get there. At the rendezvous point, the company will have to gather their strength. The rendezvous is situated on a bluff off the main road to Bologna, about half a mile south of a crossroads the company passed through from the north. The eastern road of the crossroad follows the Po River, while the western road dips southwest into the foothills of the northern Apennine Range. As far back as any native can remember, there has always been a presence on this bluff, and the remains of old buildings still exist, and a recently extinguished fire can be found in the first morning. It is wide and shallow, making it easy to reach, and from there the faint skyline of Bologna can be seen in the distance. Watches are set, and the injured are seen to during the night. Do either of you have first aid? Because this would be a great opportunity.
I do.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I'll help all my people out.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Can I then get a acumen, medicine, first aid?
Sure. Maybe.
Marco, you'd been injured a couple of times. How bad are you?
I'm at -1 for the torso. I've got both my slots are taken.
Yeah. Right. Do you put yourself forward? So effectively, there are people walking around offering to assist. As you can imagine, you are one of many, and there's only a handful of medics coming around. Do you put yourself forward to be seen to, or do you let other members of your company go first?
I gotta let the men go first.
Right, okay. That
Sure
doesn't
way
go
to kill
unnoticed.
morale.
Yeah, okay. You rest here for 5 or 6 hours. So both of you can have 12 fatigue back.
Nice. I rolled a 31, by the way.
81. Okay. Yeah, that's Very good. That is... 5. Right.
How many fatigue back did you say?
You can have 12 fatigue back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
However, any wounds that you guys have got, you can only start healing wounds until all your fatigue is gone. So let me know when your fatigue is gone, and then I can start making notes of how long for you to then start getting wounds back, if that makes sense. Dorcas, people see you in a completely different light. I mean, you're the bull. You're the sole survivor of a marauding raid. I mean, from your accounts, there was 6 and 7 people, and you managed to somehow take them down and flee. So your reputation as the bull is increasing, but at the same time, you don't come across as someone who would also be capable with healing hands. And sure enough, you see to about 4 or 5 people in this time, and yeah, one or 2 of them, you actually manage to get them back onto their feet, and they start taking watches. Marco, your company again, 3 or 4 people feeling a lot better. They take watch. There's rotations, maybe like 3 or 4 hour rotations. So those who are healing don't have to do any watch. You're considered to be doing your fair share. But Marco, you are on watch. So for that 3 or 4 hours, so the second tranche of being on watch, you're accompanied by about 8 or 9 other people at different points of the bluff. When you're there, you can see why people have always come here. It's a fantastic vantage point. You can see for miles and miles in all directions. You reckon it's about 12, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can, as I say, you can see in all locations, great distance. Could I get from you then a attention, perception, surveillance, and let me know if there's anything else that you want to use, because I think you still have an item.
Yeah, I'll use the spyglass if I still have it.
Okay, brilliant.
They didn't ask for it back.
Let me know which directions you're using that, and if you got any questions about what the plan from the company's, like from the captain's perspective, because at the moment you're waiting for the last third of the company to travel by land across the road from the east.
Yeah.
So.
I got a 27.
27. Okay.
And yeah, I'll kind of walk back and forth, checking east, and then checking on where our enemies are coming from, which should be the north, right?
Yeah, northwest. Yep. Okay. Which would you prioritize?
Probably the east.
Okay. Right. You can clearly make out a caravan of about, 200, 250 people traveling along the road. You reckon they're not that far away. You reckon they are maybe 4 or 5 hours from the crossroads, and then the crossroads, which is directly north from where you are, that's only like half a mile. So once they get to the crossroads, they could easily cover that distance in half an hour. And once you're all together, you can then move on to head towards Bologna. You do spend a bit of time looking a little bit closer, and you think you can see at least one group of 4 or 5 dots traveling eastwards towards the caravan, but they're not traveling on the road. So when I say dots, it's literally maybe a head or a shoulder. They're traveling through not quite canyons, but it's very small ravines on either side of the roads, and you think you can make out a small company of the enemy heading towards your reinforcements. Towards the northwest, you can see about 400, 500 men marching south towards you. They'll probably get here in about 3 hours. And that's all you get from your 2 successes. So, other than that, what do you guys want to do? You have Zargo's up and about. You notice that he doesn't actually sleep that much. He seems to be up all the time. He's exhausted and he's recuperating, but he seems to be a bit of like a Duracell button. He's always got energy. The White Captain's one half is sleeping, one half on watch. 1 or 2 of them are apothecaries. They're all chipping in. Is there anything, person that you want to talk to? Anything that you want to do? You have the long wait at this moment.
Yeah, I want to go talk to Trivago.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever my guard shift's over, I guess.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. So I just had guard duty, and I wanted to give you a report of some of the things I saw with the spyglass. Looks like our reinforcements are about 4 or 5 hours out from the crossroads, but the enemy's about 3 hours north of us, headed right to us. So they're gonna be right in the middle.
Yeah.
There's also a small scouting party heading toward our reinforcements right now. I don't know if we have a way to signal them or not.
Unavoidable. Gian, Vito have the men to scout ahead. They'll have to deal with that themselves. I'm sure Myri'i will sort out. He knows these lands like the back of his hand. Don't worry. They'll get here. But you say they're about 3 hours away, the enemy. How many?
Say about 400.
How many did you reckon there was about 1,200, didn't you?
Altogether, yeah.
So where's the other 600? I think we've taken out maybe 100 men. But then where's the other 600? Is this kind of above the spyglass?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so he says, get some rest. I reckon we'll be fighting in about 4 hours. They'll get here in 3, but they will want to see what they're up against. We've managed to, if we've took out enough of their enemy, they may be blind enough to our exact numbers and what we have, which should be enough to hold out for a few hours until Gian Vito's men gets here. But yeah, get some rest. Takes the spyglass off you, and then you can see him turn to the northwest. And he goes quiet while he goes on watch.
Do we have time
Yeah,
We have time to put together some quick weapons that we can fire down on them from the bluff tops with, like maybe ballista or catapult or something.
Well, you got plenty of archers. You got maybe you could make some spears, javelins, but you don't have the parts to make ballista.
What about sticks? We could just take sticks and plant them in the ground, and like, you know, if they're running up the hill, they'll have to get through our sticks, our impregnable stick defense. Or you know, we could dig some holes, do some, make it a little harder for them to, you know.
Yeah, okay. You could do that. There's the buildings around here. They've been abandoned. So you reckon you could easily salvage some wood, cut them into spikes long enough to stick into the ground and to protrude far enough to hinder the enemy. You can try that if you want. It'll take you about it'll take you about half an hour to collect
Build a little
the
fence.
sticks. Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Marco,
we know
are you
all
doing
about
that?
sticks at the Night's Watch. I get my people.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I think any of my men that don't like need immediate rest right now, that aren't wounded or exhausted, I'll get them helping too.
Bearing in mind, when was the last time your character slept? You've just ran or jogged
It's
for
true.
miles.
I put a stick in the ground and then pass out.
You could just prop yourself up against it while you sleep.
Well, you said we had about 5 hours of rest. I was assuming that was I slept during that time.
Yeah, part of that is the jogging. So you're not sprinting, you're just kind of a steady pace and then getting there so that by the time combat starts, I've assumed that you'll have rested those 5 hours, 6 hours. But if you
Okay, yeah, but
that's
it was
assuming that
traveling,
you
not
rest.
sleep.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can start. So that takes about half an hour. How many people do you drag from watch or wake up? Hello, Herbie. Oh my God. Hello, Herbie. Get off.
There we go.
Get off.
This is the true entertainment. This is what we need right here.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Yeah.
Behind
that was
the
Herbie.
scenes.
Apologies. That's the Patreon bonus. If you get more people to get you on Patreon.
What is your
Herbie
Patreon?
kisses me even more.
Do you have a Patreon or a Kickstarter?
No, I
still?
don't. No, but you've
finished?
got Patreon though, don't you?
Yeah,
There's a Patreon that you have. Yeah.
We have one.
Well, start off small. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
you gotta start somewhere.
Before Herbie interrupted, spend about half an hour. You start breaking up the houses, floors, that sort of thing, and then you start heading down. So you've got rough paths leading up to. You've got two paths, one from the northwest and one directly south. The land around here is pretty rugged. And the only places that you could really put the spikes in is on the paths themselves. Everything else is just solid rock, or if there's soil, there's only a couple of inches of soil, and then underneath that is just rock. You could set up a barricade on the roads, but it means that if you wanted to escape using that road, it might hinder you.
If we become overrun from one side or the other.
Yep. So you got two exits.
Yeah, walls work both ways, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's only two ways in, right?
Yeah. One from the northwest, one south.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Do you want to barricade one of the roads? Both
I
of
think
them or
we-
none of them?
we definitely should barricade one of them. The direction that our people are coming from one
Northwest.
direction, so we probably
Yeah.
shouldn't barricade that side, but the other side.
Well, they would come in from the north.
Uh-huh.
The same route as the enemy. So they would come up through the northwest, but then when you leave here, you would take the southern path. Because that'll take you back onto the road towards Bologna.
Right. Well, if they're escaping or fighting another force, I don't know. That's a good question. I think that we block the north so we can escape
Okay.
via the south. Is that the way we're going? We're headed south. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Unless you think they're in front of us. But I feel like this is really a white captain. Answer.
Just delegate to someone else. What's Marco's opinion?
Maybe we shouldn't like close it off completely. Just make some
Slow
like
it down.
smaller barricades, just to funnel them so they can't surround and flank or anything. They'll have to come right into a kill zone where our
Right,
archers
okay.
can just.
Right.
Make them
So
march
is that
in
the
2 by 2.
northwest? Is that the northwest or the south?
Or both sides.
Or both sides?
What about 2 by 2
Let's
on
just-
both sides?
Let's just do the south because I don't I'm afraid we might close off our reinforcements. And I really don't want to do that. I don't want to hinder them in any way.
Okay.
Sure.
So you're doing the south. Okay. Yep.
If my guess is right, that's where those other 600 soldiers are going to come from.
The south.
I see. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
The
Right.
missing ones.
No problem. Okay. You barricade the south. Great. That takes you like an hour and a half to collect all the pieces, make this decision, and then start getting this done. As I say, the terrain it's barren. There's not much soil, but you reckon it'll hold for 1 or 2 waves of combat. Okay, brilliant. You've got about an hour and a half, by your estimate, Marco, before the enemy reaches you. Not necessarily when they'll start fighting. What do you two want to do for an hour and a half?
I'll find my
90-minute nap.
Yeah, take a nap.
Okay. Right. Dorcas, what you notice is that when you wake up, you have no memories of having any dreams whatsoever. You fell asleep, and then you woke up, and that was it. Marco, you have a dream. It's to do with that meteorite rock again. It's one of those dreams where you wake up and you can feel it on your chest. Would you have gone to sleep wearing it?
Oh yeah, he never takes it off.
Yeah.
It's always tucked underneath.
Okay. So normally you toss and you turn, and it's always off to one side. Like if it's on a chain, it's hanging off. But when you wake up, you're on your back, and you can feel it resting right in the middle of your chest. You think you can hear something like something creeping or crawling. When you look around, you're not on the bluff. You're back in the grass where you were on the hilltop. No one else is with you. Scalvo is not there. What do you do?
Do I still have the spyglass?
Yeah, you have it. Yeah. It's one of those strange moments where the moment you think about it, it appears in your hand. In the cool metal. It's the first thing that you notice. And then you stand up, you look around, it's nighttime, but the moon is full and the stars are strangely intense, so that it's almost like a twilight that you can see in all directions, as if it wasn't nighttime. It's dark, but you can still see. There's no penalties for it being nighttime. The slithering or the crawling or the creeping sound is getting close.
Oh, I'm gonna check the grass around me for the snake that Scalvo kicked.
Okay. You are right in the middle of the field. The only flat bit is where you were sleeping. You step back, you're having a look around, and you're looking at your feet, and there's nothing there. But then out the corner of your eye, you can see some of the grass further on twitching. And it's like a train of, it's about 20 feet away, and then 19 feet away, something twitches, and then 18 feet away, something twitches, but it's off to one side, and then 17 feet away, it's on the other side. And as you stand up upright to have a look, you can see that there's more of them. They're not coming in from just one direction. They're coming in from the northwest, you reckon, and the north. See, it's almost as if it's from it's taking up about 90 degrees of your area around you.
Then I'll back up like to the southwest, take my rapier out and start cutting down some of the grass so that I can see better. So that they'll have to come out into the open a little bit. That little flat part where I was sleeping, and then whatever I can cut out before they get there.
Yeah. Okay. You start doing that, the twitching stops. From the ones directly in front of you, the ones to the left and to the right, they continue moving. And then when you turn your direction or your efforts towards them, so you're cutting a wider swathe, they stop as well. When they were moving, they were about 10 feet away, and you've cut maybe 2 feet between you and them. The rock on your chest, you can't feel it on your chest anymore. And when you look down, you can see like a liquid metal pooling from underneath it, and it starts covering your chest.
What does it feel like?
Cold metal.
Just cold metal.
Yeah. You are wearing like a jacket or whatever clothing you were wearing before you went to sleep. It's spreading. Kind of just imagine the scene in The Matrix where he touches the mirror, and that's what's happening to you. But it's not just a flat sheet. As it's spreading out, it's liquid at the edges as it's spreading out, but when it solidifies, it's forming some sort of breastplate that has like intricate filigree on it. There's like the rock is embedded into the metal, as if it was the two are connected. One, you can't have one without the other. The slithering continues.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll keep making that path a little bigger, and I'll try to work my way around to one side to kind of keep them all in one direction from me instead of getting surrounded.
Okay, no problem. Just want to check something. No, that's fine. You see the head of two snakes peer out of the grass, and they're just watching you. The metal is now encompassed your chest and your back, and now it's spilling off down your arms. But you feel like your body's beginning to freeze. You don't know if it's from panic or if this is just one solid piece of metal and you're becoming encased.
I'll step forward and just try to cut the head off one of those snakes.
Okay. You go to swing.
And
You can't move your arms. And this metal is now, it's gone. You can move your elbow, but you can't move your shoulder. It's gone down to like halfway down your bicep. As you move forward, you can feel the metal now going past your midriff and going towards the top of your legs. The cold metal feeling is beginning to subside, and all you can feel is it's like an intense claustrophobia. And then you realize that it's spreading up your neck.
well, snakes, I guess you win this round. I'll just stand there and let it happen.
This 3 or 4 more snakes appear, and then you can see them kind of arch their heads back, and then they launch themselves. You feel a tug on your shoulder, and someone said, get up, they're here already. And when you wake up, you're in the camp. Dorcas, you've been up for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you slept a little bit longer than anticipated. You reckon you've slept for about 2 hours, over 2 hours, and you can when you're up and about, you can see there's like a ripple effect from the people on watch calling back, telling the next person to wake up, and then so on and so forth. And everyone is now calling out that the enemy is here. They're coming in from the north, coming in from the northwest. Marco, that feeling of being encased and frozen in place is now gone. And the rock is not on your chest, but it's next to you.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll grab it, put it on. Then probably grab my jacket and stuff. And head on out.
Okay, right. Same routine. Everyone forms 2 or 3 ranks, and they wait. You've covered the south, so all the enemy will come in from the northwest. You can see, so it's about 5 or 6 o'clock now in the afternoon. Still bright. You can see across 90 degrees from the north to the west a company of about 600 men, including cavalry, pikemen, archers. Tazargo has got archers all lined up behind the 3 ranks of infantry, which you both are included in. And there's that Again, just the weight. Everyone's in formation. Bows, the strings are stretched, arrows are notched, everyone is waiting. And then the enemy forms 3 groups, 3 blocks, and they start marching in. When they get to the edge of where the bluff begins to rise, these 3 blocks form a queue. Arrows starts flying in from them, and at that point, Tizargo calls out, "Bring forth a hail of arrows," and hundreds of arrows, well, dozens of arrows fly over your head, and then 3 times that many fly towards you guys. Could I get, just for randomness, do any of you have shields? Nope. Okay. Marco, can you roll 3 dice, 3 10s? Ken, can you roll 3 10s? If you get any 1s, let me know.
I got a 10, a 9, and an 8.
Okay. You're not hit by any of them. A couple of them hit the men right round, like next to you. Did you get any 1s, Ken?
No.
Nope. Okay. Same thing. So you're lucky enough not to be hit, but
I didn't roll well, though.
it's fine. You got men to the front, to the left of, and the right of you that are hit. Some of them have shields, so they're okay. Other men take shots in the shoulders. There is a wave of crying out of pain and so forth. The arrows that have been launched from behind you take out a dozen or so men, but they keep marching up the bluff. So they're now marching 4 abreast up the hill. They hit they're coming towards the barricade that... Oh no, there was no barricade, it was in the south, sorry. So they're heading up. Tizargo calls out for volunteers. He wants a company of 20 to meet them on the road, on the path. We need to slow them down. Those in the best armor, get yourselves shields, form a wall, and keep them there. And we will continue to pepper them with arrows. Do either of you guys volunteer your men or yourselves for this?
We get a shield out of it?
Question.
Do we need to know
you
how to
can
use
do.
a shield?
No, you just hold a shield, really.
Yeah, just hold it and yeah.
Keep it between you and the bad guy.
But it's up to you questions. I've been training your men for shield wall, or skirmishes, or just general fighting. What style have you been training your guys in?
Skirmishing mostly for my group.
Okay.
I presume that we're fodder for the most part. So you just kind of point us in her direction, and like a shield wall seems about right.
No, with Tizargo, no one is fodder.
Yeah,
So
good.
skirmishes. So Marco's skirmishes will not be used in a shield wall, so you wouldn't be expected. So you'd be lightly armored. No point having a shield. You'd run in, attack, come back. But it's entirely up to you. Dorcas, would your men be a wall?
Yeah, I think they would probably be a wall. I think that's what they'd be good at.
No problem. Right. You can then have a shield for free.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Is that?
I'll give you a... Where is it? So, what I'm going to do, I shall say... Because you've got quite good armor as well, haven't you?
Well,
Did you pick up?
I have a chain shirt, a helm, sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any greaves. I don't know what greaves are.
Greaves are
But
to protect your legs.
ah,
So, right. So it doesn't sound like great armor, but it's medium armor, so it's probably best than the majority. So, shield that you have, you've got a heavy shield. So you've got heavy shield. Precision is -10, but shields aren't intended to. You can attack with it, but
Sure.
it's -10. Toughness is 4T, so when you hit with it, it's trauma, but it's got 4. So if it takes sunder damage, it can take 4 sunder before it's broken, and the parry is +10.
okay.
Encumbrance is 1. Now, does that? So with the armor that you've got, your mace, everything that you've got, does that +1? What's your new total encumbrance with that?
It looks like. Well, the helm doesn't have any encumbrance, does it?
Yep, it's too light. Yep.
I just have the chain shirt has an encumbrance of 2, so that would be a total of an encumbrance of 3, I guess.
Yeah. And the mace has encumbrance of. Does your mace have encumbrance of 1 on it?
It does not say. There's no place for encumbrance on the mace that I.
All right. Okay.
Let's see
your
what
front
it says.
sheet.
It says on the chart over here that I'm looking at. Let's pull that up.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. It says on this chart it has an encumbrance of 1. So.
Yeah. Also, the encumbrance from your chain shirt is 1. So knock that down from
2 to 1.
Okay. Yeah. So you got hardness of 2, soak of 2, encumbrance of 1. Encumbrance is on your front sheet where you've got your list of all your equipment that you're carrying. So that's fine. What?
Oh, I see.
The only time it takes any effect is if what you're carrying, the total encumbrance, exceeds your brawn, and you've got brawn 4, so you can carry a heck of a lot. So
Yeah,
you're not going to have any.
bit more.
You're fine. There's no detriment to you. Okay. The other thing with shields is if you take a vigilance action, you can use your shield as cover. So you position and create cover for yourself with the shield.
Okay.
Cover is 1 plus 3. So that effectively it protects you from 4 hit locations. So when someone rolls to hit you and they roll a d10, you tell me which hit locations you've got covered, and if the d10 rolls on any of those 4, the shield hits it, the shield takes it, and you take no damage. So that's how it's used against ranged combat. In close combat, you just add +10 to your parry. Okay?
Sure.
Right. Do you take front line, second, or third?
We probably take the front line. Why not? Let's go for it. No guts and glory.
Front line?
These guys are gunning for war, so
Right. Okay. No
we're
problem.
going for it.
You've got other men who have spears, so you're leading from the front. You reach the barricade. The enemy is trying to rip it apart, pull it out the ground. You can't quite reach with your mace, but the guys to your left and your right, they have spears, and what they're doing is they're just stabbing through the pikes, sticking out the ground, and they're taking out 1 or 2 men. However, at the same time, you have archers shooting towards you guys. So you've got cover of 4. Tell me which hit locations you are covering with your shield.
My head.
And then Marco, roll 2d10.
My head, my left arm, my right arm.
And your torso.
Yeah, my torso.
So head, arms, torso. So, okay, so
8 and 9.
Marco.
Oh,
You
they
just
got me in the leg.
Oh, you got it
Yeah.
right. So you somehow managed to take a stray hit to your left leg.
Oh.
Okay. Right then. So quick roll. I'm just going to roll 4.
Good thing you wore those greaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
God.
if it's open, you know, these bikini shorts I have on were probably a bad choice. Hot, you know,
Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah. Right. So keeping 2, that's 25. So that's a competent success. So to your left leg.
And you can't dodge or
Can
anything
you-
like that.
No, because it's just wave after wave, and the hours
Sure.
are too quick. Hence why
Gotcha.
you use a shield to cover. Right, where the hell is the character? What equipment?
Left leg.
Left leg. Take. Oh heck. You've got no armor on your legs, yeah?
No.
Oh, right. Take 5 wounds to your left leg.
Okay.
The arrow goes straight through.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That puts me in the
So-
negative, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's all 4 minus zeros, and I think the 5th one will take you into -1, so you've got -1
Sure.
dice. Okay. Next round, more spears. They're slowly ripping the barricade. You've got 4 or 5 people, enemies, crammed in, and they're just using great axes, great swords, and they are just smashing the barricade to pieces. But at the same time, those with the lances and the spears, they're slowly building up a small hill of enemy before the barricade. It's only a matter of time before they start destroying the barricade and taking it down entirely. At which point, as they slowly rip it to pieces and it becomes open, you're at the front line. What do you do, Dorcas?
Do we? Am I the leader? Is it my
Yeah.
charge?
Yeah,
Even though I have
it's your group.
to my group. Well,
Yep.
I feel like we should stop them from doing that.
The guy to your left says, yes, that's a good idea. Shall we?
The spear guys should go up and point and poke them.
You're sending... Right, okay. So, they're already in range because
Yeah.
the spears reach over. Are you keeping the line, or are you advancing?
I feel like I don't have the reach, so I can't get to it.
But you can. But the barricade's now gone. There's
Oh.
just an open space, so you can advance.
Oh. I feel like we let them run to us.
All right. Okay. Nope. That's fine. Right. They run towards you. One
And we
each.
just
One
hold the
attack on
line.
each.
We hold the line.
Yep. I just want to. This is going to be like a protracted combat scene, so I'll just do 1 or 2 rounds
Okay.
of you attacking them and so forth. What's your initiative?
With it's in what reduces the initiative?
Your armor, but it's
Okay.
encumbrance. So your encumbrance hasn't exceeded
Okay.
your brawn, so it's just your acumen, and that's what you act on. If you
It's,
get more than, if it's more,
6.
Go on.
It's
the
6
rank,
dice.
not the dice.
Or 3. 3.
3. Okay, you go first. These guys,
Okay.
as I say, they're carrying huge weapons.
Okay.
So they are slow.
Yeah.
So you go first.
I'm gonna hit them as hard as I can with my
Okay.
mace.
Right, go ahead.
And that
One
is a
second.
yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, 1 second.
I think that's a brawn. Is that correct? Why am I rolling d4s here?
think so.
I feel like
It should be brawn.
And then it's a melee, or is it? Yeah, it's bashing. I got,
Sorry about that. The dog's barking at something outside.
sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So that-
You're hitting him.
7. 18.
They will parry. So
25.
take 10 off.
35.
35.
Plus 45. That was 45.
45. Do you want to use? Because it's. Oh no, it's not nighttime yet. Sorry.
Yep.
Ignore me. Ignore me.
No,
Okay.
I don't want to use any of it. It's just too bright.
Okay. So
They'll
you got.
see.
Was it 35?
45.
Or no? Or was it 45?
Yeah, because I rolled some 10s.
Brilliant. Okay,
So
45.
35.
Take away 10 from the parry. That's 3. So it's your speed, the damage, the hardness of the weapon plus 1 for the degree of success there.
Okay, so my speed is 4.
Okay.
Plus the mace is that plus 5 precision? Is that correct?
That's just plus 5 for the tally. It's the hardness.
So that was 50 if you add a plus 5.
All right. Okay. Add another. So it's your speed plus the hardness of the weapon plus 2.
Okay. Hardness of the weapon is a 4. Is that correct? 4W.
This is a mace, yeah.
Oh, it's 5W is what it says here.
All right. Okay.
I don't know why it
Okay.
says 4W on mine, but it says 5. So that's 7 plus my speed, which is 4. So it's 11? Is that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. 1 second.
7-Eleven. That's where I get my snacks. Actually, it's not true. There are no 7-Elevens around here at all.
Nope.
You got the Circle
No,
K.
we don't have very many.
You got the,
Right. So was that 11 damage then?
Yes, I think that's 11, is my guess.
Jesus.
Right. Okay. Yep. He's got. Right. He's got the Mellow Coat, so it's 11. He takes. Takes 5 wounds and 3 fatigue. Were you doing it? You don't have Cold Strike, do you?
I
That's
don't.
Swiss talk.
I
Nope.
do not.
Okay, right.
I'm just hitting them.
Okay.
I'm a brute. I hit
Right.
things.
No problem. Right. This guy's a big guy. This is the first time someone's not keeled over after you've hit them.
Yeah, that's true.
You can see his body shake, but the rest of his bulk just carries on forward. So he's got -1 dice for his wound and -1 dice for having already reacted. So he'll roll 4 dice to hit you.
Okay.
Now,
And can I parry?
you can parry. You can add parry. You've got 2 defenses,
Yeah.
and when you're declaring a defense, you can mix 2 together
I'll
or
parry.
split them. It's entirely up to you.
I'll parry and dodge this attack that he's making, if that's
Okay.
all right.
So you add so it's your dodge plus your parry plus the 10 from the shield as well. Okay.
That's 40.
40. Right. I'd roll
You're
2 10s
monster,
as well.
dude.
I rolled 2 10s. I thought, oh, I'd got 31 there. Right. Your shield comes up and you are untouched. However, you see his great sword dent straight through. Your shield's kind of like a thick wood, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Very sturdy. And he's just took out a massive chunk from it. When he pulls back his sword, you can see that there is a wedge shape now in your shield. On your character sheet, where it said 4T under hardness, knock that down to 3T.
All right. Got
His weapon has sunder.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay. Next round.
And
Are you
can I
taking
do,
minus one?
riposte? Can I do riposte?
Oh
or is
yes.
it-
Yeah.
And I subtract 2 dice now?
So you got -1 from your wound,
Yeah.
-1 from already acting, and
Right.
another -1 for your defense. So you're at -3 dice.
All right. So -3.
Yeah. He's dodging. Take off 5 from it.
All right. So take off 5. And that is not great. So that's only 15, 25. So that's 20.
Okay. Competent success. So it's just your speed plus
3
your mace.
or 6. Is it or 4? It's 4 plus the mace, which is 5. So that's 9.
It's your speed. It's the rank, not the dice pool in speed.
Oh, so that's 6.
So yeah. So the mace is 5, isn't it?
Yeah, or 7.
Yeah.
I can add.
Yeah. So
I know I can add. I'm good at adding.
So-
adding is good.
he takes another wound and another 3 fatigue. So he's on 6 fatigue and taking 6 damage. He's okay. Now, you have bashing proficiency, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. So bashing proficiency inflicts whenever you get an outstanding success, which is 40 or more. You increase his encumbrance by 1, so that reduces his initiative down to. So he's now acting on 1 initiative. If you can pummel him so much so that you can knock him down to negative initiative, he then loses even more dice from his actions. So the more encumbered someone becomes, rather than losing fatigue, they just get a penalty.
All right.
You have to wear them down. So this is the second round.
Correct.
You're
So
going first. What are you doing?
I am -1
Yep.
because I'm wounded.
Yep.
Is that my only negative?
Yep. You
Alright.
have the initiative, so it's fresh.
No 10s.
Good.
Oh no, I do got a 10. I do have a 10. All right, so that would be, and then I keep 3, so that's 16, 24, 34, 44.
44. Bloody hell. Right. Okay. Take 5 off that. That's
Yeah.
39.
39.
So it's speed 2, 7.
Yeah.
So it's another 8 damage. He takes off 6. Right. He's now at -2. And he takes another 9 fatigue. Yeah, so he's now at -2. Okay. You can see him slowly beginning to drop, but this guy is almost the same size as you. He is well armored. You up against someone who's probably just a little bit more experienced than you.
Sure.
Right. So it's his turn to attack. He's got he's -3 dice now because he's defended and he's wounded 2.
And
right. How are you defending?
Parry again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Does it make a difference? Should I both dodge and parry, or should that?
It's entirely up to
he
you,
just
and that's
has
the
the one
gamble.
attack. I mean, I'm just talking like strategy wise. You know, is it?
Yeah.
He only has one attack, so I should dodge and parry anyway.
Yeah, you want to.
Or if there are other people coming to attack, or is that not an option?
There are people around you dropping.
Yeah.
Not everyone on your front line is as tough as you.
Yeah. So,
But you don't see anyone.
Yeah.
It's just 1-on-1 at the moment. Next round it
Okay.
might be 2-on-1.
Right. So I'll dodge and parry. I need to keep my, and then I'll do a riposte again if I can do that.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So what's your total defense when those two things are added, including your +10 from the shield?
40.
Right, okay. Take another 1 off your shield, so it's now got 2T.
Okay.
The top third of your shield's now been cleaved off.
Okay.
But you can riposte.
And that is 3 dice that I'm down. Is that correct?
Yeah, so -1 for wounds. You acted, you defended, yeah, -3 dice.
Yeah. So that is, I'm going to remove that one. I shouldn't have. That's 1. It's not great. It's 25.
25, so that's another 7 damage. Takes another wound. He's taken 9 damage in total. Takes another 3 fatigue. Let's look. 9 wounds.
Dude is tough.
Yeah, he's now on. Yeah, he's on -3.
Okay.
All to his torso. If he had cold strike and you were going for his head or somewhere else, he'd be out of it. He'd be gone by now. He he backs off. It's at -3. He backs off, and then the person behind him takes his position. You can feel your men are slowly dropping, and you're just by sheer volume of the enemy, you're slowly being pushed back.
Should we switch
Marco?
like they do, or I guess that's not our option?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's It's the same structure. That's one of the things that you guys were trained on the boats, and you did in the last session. It's people who are injured at the front, they get pulled back, and then there's a rotation. So it's both sides are using the same sort of rotation strategy. Marco, can I get a attention, perception, surveillance, please?
$18.
It takes you a few rounds for you to notice this then. So in this time, the company of the bull are slowly being pushed back up the path. Archers are just blitzing the enemy down below. They're doing their best. You do notice 2 things, Marco. 1, a lot of the white company are looking nervously towards Tezago. Even though they've got all their faces are masked, It's almost like they're getting restless on their feet. They're looking towards Tazargo, and then they're looking towards the front line, and then they're looking back. There's like a nervousness building up, and it's infectious. The second thing that you do notice is there are figures. You're second or third on the line that spans the whole of the bluff. You can see 4 or 5 people climbing up the bluff from the other side. From the north, like directly north. The path's on the northwest, but you can see 5 or 6 people slowly climbing, lightly armored, no shields. Like they may have a rapier or a short sword, but they're not carrying any weapons. They are just climbing up the bluff.
Yeah, I'll drop back, notify whatever white captain is there, and take, I don't know, like 8 archers. You all come with me, and we'll go over there. I've got a bow too. I imagine I was probably taking a couple pot shots.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You've been
so
peppering the vanguard of the group coming up. But yeah, okay. You move off. They see you moving towards, like, changing the formation. You want to take a few pop shots? Go ahead.
okay. What does a bow use? Speed?
Bow uses your attention.
Attention? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, 17.
Okay, -1. So it's if you look at the power of the weapon. Were you doing a cold shot, or do you have cold shot?
I don't, not with the bow.
No. Okay. Right. So it's -1. You're using a broadhead, so that adds +1. So it's you do 3 wounds. Dorcas, could you roll a d10? As they're climbing, they've got cover on their legs, but their arms and their torso are not covered. So if you roll anything but a 9 and you got a 1,
Yeah,
I think that's a headshot. Right. Okay. You. So just double check. Yeah, that's a headshot. Okay. First guy that you go for, you hit them right in the face. You see them disappear out of sight, tumbling backwards. Like I said, these guys are light, so you can imagine that their brawn is probably 2, maybe 3 at the very most, and he disappears out of sight. Take another shot.
Sure.
And Daucus, same roll.
That is a 1
18.
again. I don't know how I rolled 2 1s in a row, but I did. And I'm
did you
rolling a D20 and halving. So I rolled a 2 and then a 1, so that's a 1 and then a 1.
No problem.
Yeah, 18, so just one.
Yep,
one
same
step.
again. Same thing. You're having a blind of a night or afternoon. Second person clips the side of his head, and his whole body flinches as he topples backwards. Again, another person. So there's only 4 or 5 people. The rest of your company start peppering the area, and those 5 or 6, all of them dip out of sight, and they cease their climb. next few rounds, Dorcas, you're doing the same thing. Eventually, your shield is shattered, so you're doing rotation. So the guys on either left and the right of you, the people that they're sending up front, they are all carrying large weapons, great axes, great swords. There's no halberds, thankfully, but whatever they've got, they are the shock troops. Their intention is to destroy any shield wall, and after about 5 or 6 rounds, they do so. Your men are slowly falling back, and you're kind of the only one standing, so to speak. Do you fall back with them? Keep formation, or is there anything else that you want to do?
See if I can get another shield. Like if there's anybody around.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I mean this is about 10-15 minutes of combat.
Yeah.
You managed to find a shield that still has its straps and like 3/4 still
somebody
in one
zigged
piece.
instead of zagged into this shield, you know.
Yeah. You continue to take down, you slow your enemy, you pummel them. You haven't killed anyone yet, but they're just pulled back, and you get into the point where you just feel as though this enemy never stops. It's constant. It's and you feel that with every step that you're retreating, that you're beginning to lose, and eventually the ground behind you stops rising. Marco, what are you doing? You can see to the left of you that the company of the Bull have now fully retreated back onto the bluff, and it's only a matter of time for the 4 or 5 men abreast coming up the bluff will spill in, and it'll become 7 to 10 men abreast, by which point will the line hold. Zargo's archers are slowly beginning to run out of arrows. Is there anything that you want to do with your company?
Yeah, since we were over at the bluff shooting anyway. We'll move around kind of the north side of the bluff to get more of an angle on these 4 guys up the hill.
Okay. So are you going to try and take out the front line?
Yeah, that's the plan. To get as many arrows in that front line as we can, since if we can get kind of a little flank on them.
Yeah. No. So in my head, I'm envisaging another pop reference here. So 2 towers. The battle at the... What's the battle called? Helm's Deep. Where they're coming across the bridge, and your archers are just kind of peppering out the left flank. That slows them down. Daucus, you can see that there's a new group of archers focusing purely on the front line, and where there was 4 pushing their way up, there's now 3 or maybe 2. So you then have the advantage. Do you hold the line or do you push back?
I think I'll push back for 200, Alex.
Right, I'll just 1 round of combat, see how this fares. Okay. Right. You push down, accompanied by 3 fairly fresh members of your cohort. 1-on-1. What are you doing?
If there's a guy in front of me, I'm just gonna hit him as hard as I can with all of it. I'm gonna bash his brains, i.e. torso out, because that's where the brains are.
Where's that?
Yeah.
Where's that table when you need it?
Yeah, if I had a table, I would totally. If I had a big door or something, I would just like charge him. Is that?
You did actually see some tables in the old ruined buildings behind you. But anyway,
Yeah,
that
I don't
opportunity's
think I'm
gone.
there. I'm not
alas.
there. I mean, that's like a it's like a lost. Like I was like, it's the thought going on in my head. Well, shit, they had some tables up there in that house. I should have gone there and got me a table.
So you push forward, make your attack. He's parrying and dodging. So take off 15 from your roll.
Copy that. Oh my. So I rolled
Oh,
three
that doesn't sound
tens.
good.
And that's 40. I guess 51.
Go on, take off 15. Right, okay, so that's in the 30s. So, it's your speed.
2.
So two,
5,
7 in total,
Yeah.
plus 1. So that's another 8. Same thing again. Takes 2 wounds. You don't quite stun him.
Mhm.
And then he'll go to hit you. He's got 5 dice. All right. How are you dodging?
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge and parry and use the shield that I have. What is the shield quality? Is it back to 4? Is it a 3T? Or is it a 2?
No, it's a light shield, but it's the same
Okay.
parry of plus 10.
Okay. It's
So you're dodging and parrying.
40. No, it's 10, 40. Yeah, 40.
So have you got 15 parry and 15 dodge?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Strangely enough, he doesn't hit you. Take 1 off your shield, so your shield's on 1T, so it's going to survive another round.
Okay.
You can riposte.
Yeah, I would like to riposte if that's all right.
So you're at -1, so you're at -3.
-3, so that's 5 die. Or, yeah, 5 die.
Yeah.
Not as good of a roll. So that's 20, I think.
Right. He's used up all his defenses, so 6, that's 7 in total, 3 and 3. Takes 1 wound. Okay. You find yourself back in that situation where there's 2 lines reform. The archers shooting from the right have to be a bit more cautious because they could hit you as easily as they could hit the enemy if they miss. I'll see what Marco does. But yes, you're back to that situation where you can hold the line, but the rest of your men can't.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their best, and eventually you're pushed back up onto the hill. Marco, we're just saying, now that the 2 lines are right up close, would you start peppering the front line of the enemy? So if you miss, you have a chance of hitting your own men. Would you take that risk?
So you push back, but you have less of a window.
Yeah. How would the other men think about that?
They're taking your lead, so you say front or second from the left or whatever, and they all shoot. Takes a couple of rounds to reload, and you always take the first shot, and then they shoot the round after.
Some of my guys are not faring as well against these guys apparently as I am.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll go ahead and shoot for the front line then. Why not?
You're going for the front line? Okay.
And I have five barbed arrows left, so I'll go ahead and start using those.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. So
Right in the back of my knee. My left knee.
Oh no.
Ken, can you roll a d10, see which hit location?
All right.
And
I only got 13.
you only got 13. They're
that
not
is a
dodging.
5.
Got no
Oh.
cover. Okay. 5. That hits them in the torso. They take 3 wounds. Right. Dorcas, the guy, not the one that you were fighting, because you're in the middle. The guy on to your right, the guy that he was fighting, takes a shot. An arrow just pierces through his side into his chest, and he stumbles back. And the combined effort of the archers and your relentless push, you do slowly start pushing them back. You bleed from the arrows. That's like a long-term effect. So these guys, eventually they will die off. But in the next 5 or 10 minutes, Marco, your company runs out of arrows. And then you see out the corner of your eye, there's that group of 4 remaining people who are climbing. They're now climbing up. The enemy eventually pushes their way onto the bluff. You can feel the net closing. Neither of you can see this, but on the other side, they have started to make their way round to the south. More lightly armored people are climbing up on the west-hand side. They're moving around to the south. Tezargo, someone hands them the shield, hands them the spear. Marco, you were noticing like the whole tension between the captains and Tezargo. Could I have another attention perception surveillance? Or attention empathy? Because there's that ritual thing going on again.
Yeah, it's the same either way.
Yeah.
17.
Right. Okay. There's 2 things that you notice. One, Tezargo doesn't want to take the spear, but one of the white captains brings it, and he's kind of offering it to him. Tezargo accepts it reluctantly. You can see. You don't know why, but he seems almost loath to take the spear. The second thing you notice is that there is a glint of something that appears. It wasn't there before, but it is now on his chest. Very similar to where you have your necklace with the meteorite rock. Something glints. He takes the spear. He says something. One of the white captains rests their hand on his shoulder. They talk it some more, and Tezargo nods, and then he turns round. He starts heading towards Daucus' company, who are... They're not even fighting, they're just pushing. They're picking up the remnants of shields, and they're just trying to push and stop the enemy from getting to the top of the bluff. Tezargo approaches them, but then there's a there's a clarion call of horns from the north, and everyone turns their attention directly north, and hurrying down from the crossroads of the north, there is about 250 men, some on horseback, others on wagons, carts, others just sprinting, and they rush down from the north. This is the reinforcements, and it's at this point where the enemy because they've spread themselves out so thinly, because they're trying to encompass the whole bluff and then climb up, there isn't enough resistance from their main vanguard to take on the charge from the north. Dorcas, you can see the men that were fighting you, they're now in two minds. The front two lines stay where they are, but you can see that the rows and rows behind them, they're now dispersing, and they're trying to form some sort of group at the base of the hill. You weren't aware of it before, but you can see over your shoulder that Tizago is approaching with his spear held up. What do you do?
Let's see. I would probably just continue to do the job that I was put there too. I mean, is he gonna like try to trample over where we are? Should we like kind of divide away from him, or we're just keep it holding the line? I feel like if they get through and we've made some way, I mean, we just hold. If like he wants to come through, we'd let him through. That's where I'm at. We're just holding the line. Make him
hold the
go
line
other ways.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Cool. So you're holding the line right at the top of the path.
Yeah, right.
There's 2 or 3 rows, so there's about 10 men in front of you, pushing their way up. The group, the 100 or so men that were behind them, have now vanished. Tizago reaches you. He's not on horseback. He pushes his way through your men. He reaches you at the front line and says, "Do your men have enough in you to fight, to push down here?" He then he points to the right and says, "That's the rest of the White Company. If we can meet with them, we could probably take them out on the field. And then before the rest of the company arrives, of the enemy company, we continue south. Reinforcements have returned." And when he says that, he raises his voice so that everyone around him can hear, and everyone's spirits is lifted with the realization that you're no longer outnumbered.
Yeah. And I'll say to my crew, "Well, we've been fighting all day and killing them. Let's fight some more. We got to push down."
Brilliant. Right. Tizago grins. He holds his spear not aloft.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's not going to do what he did before. He holds the spear in a bracing position, and then he just waits for you, Dorcas. Are you holding the line, or are you rushing down?
I think we'll push down like the idiots we are.
No problem. No problem.
I got this splint. I'm holding a splinter with some straps. Here we go, guys. We got this. We're gonna get it done.
Tizago skewers one man, and just with his presence alone and yours, the two of you form like a spearhead, and you push down. You and your men, because you've got about 20 men, maybe about 15 on their feet now. You've taken quite a bit of injuries, 1 or 2 casualties. You managed to crush the 10 men in front of you, and you work your way down. Marco, the men that were climbing up the hill, they've stopped. They're only about 10 feet away. You could probably reach them in a round if you wanted to, but they're in two minds. They're either, do they continue, or do they backtrack and head down and join the rest of the company? Your men look to you. There's now talk of reinforcements here. Tizago's going to lead the charge. They're looking at you. Some of them are looking down the hill, and then they look back to you. What are you doing? What's your order, command?
Yeah, let's get these ticks off of this hill here, off of this bluff, so we don't get stabbed in the back, and then we'll head down the hill, see what trouble we can get into.
Can I get combat? I'm going to leave, but I want to see what you're like on terrain, very rough terrain. Could I get a control? Bum. Yeah. Can I get a control, agility, balance roll from you? As I say, it's quite rocky. There is no clear path, so I'm going to say -10. Pardon me. To the roll.
-26 after the -10.
Oh wow, bloody hell. Okay. Yeah, it's competent success. You quickly catch up with these guys. Once they realize that they're going to be engaged in combat, they stand their ground. They've got some of them have short spears, some of them have rapiers like yourself, short swords. You have the advantage of the higher ground, and your men quickly make mincemeat of them. One or two of them do retreat, and they stumble down the hill. Do you follow for a complete route, or do you? You're about a third of the way down. You can see that the bull and Tazago are now at the bottom of the path. The reinforcements are now hitting the rear guard of the enemy. Your options are head all the way down, or climb back up that third and then take the path. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Okay, let's head down. Let's head down after him.
Can I get another control, agility, balance? Again, -10. Do you have any balance?
I don't have any balance.
Right, but is it 3 agility you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's only 16. After the -10.
Is that after the minus? After. Right. Okay. You're not so sure on your feet coming down here. When you do meet up with them for the complete route, you find yourself half your concentration's on not falling, and the other half is taking them out. So effectively, like -5 for all your attacks because of your. But you do manage to get to the bottom. By that point, all the enemy that were climbing up the bluff are now dead, and you join the reinforcements. The battle that follows is finished in about 20 minutes. You reckon about over the 600 men that you had encountered, there is only about 400, 300 left, and they flee west, not north. They flee due west. It's about 8 o'clock. The sun is slowly setting behind the Apennine Mountains, and once the last enemy has been killed or has fled, everyone looks to each other, and there is just one big roar of joy as you've survived. You have finally managed to get everyone together. Tazago holds aloft the Hawk Spear, which is the name of his white spear. And he calls for an hour of everyone gets drinks. There's stores in the caravans that's arrived. Drinks are all distributed, and everyone gets the chance to climb back onto the bluff and talk and be merry. As far as everyone's concerned, you've survived perhaps maybe the hardest part of the journey. Everyone's together. You've lost about 80 to 100 men across the 600 men that you had. Maybe double that, wounded, walking wounded, but still not in a great way. It's only once everyone's back on the bluff, everyone's having drinks, that you realise that, yeah, there's quite a lot of people, worse for wear, and there's unfortunately a lot of absent faces. Some people from each of your cohorts. So you're with the group that effectively did the second thread of this story. They're eager to find news from everyone else. They're eager to share information. Do you guys speak with your men, or do you mingle with the reinforcements, those that were led by Gian Vito? You've got an hour. In that time, what do you do?
Well, I'd probably go see a medic.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah. What's your? Did you take a wound? No, you didn't take a wound, did you?
I took I thought my left leg, I took like 5 wounds.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I forgot about that. Sorry. So,
yeah, it's all right.
First aid, difficulty of -5 for the -1. I might increase that because -5 is quite low. So I might say it's difficulty for dealing with a wound is the penalty that you're on times 10, but we'll go with -5 for now. Get rid of that. 21, 15. You can get 1 wound back, but it
nice.
converts to 3 fatigue.
Okay.
Marco, while Dorcas is getting patched up, what does Marco do?
Marco's going to mingle with the new people, but he's
Matteo is also in that group as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do know at least one person from that group.
Okay. But his goal is he's going to see if he can acquire any horses for his men for the upcoming battle.
Okay. Yeah, there are horses. There's probably about 50 or 60. About 10 of them, 20 of them are pulling the carts. The other 30 you've got 2 men on each horse, just to make up the difference. You do notice that there's a handful of people injured, but not many at all. Matteo does seek out both of you, but before he manages to find you, Marco, who are you approaching to commandeer horses?
Probably, what's his name? Giancarlo? Is that it? The guy in charge?
Oh, Gian Vito. Yeah, okay.
Gianvito.
Yeah, so Gian Vito, what you know about him. So, he's a relatively young man. He is not quite a white captain, but his garb is of a white captain, so you get the impression that he's hoping to be promoted to be a white captain. He's not a sycophant, but he idolizes Tazago. In the time when there was the votes of who was going to stay and who wasn't going to stay. And Marco, you were saying, oh, we'll go by land. That was your initial. There was this small scene where Gianvito was effectively told, no, you're not going by boat, you're staying with the reinforcements and you're going to lead. And you could tell he was sorely disappointed, and you get the impression he was disappointed because he wasn't going to be with his idol. But now that he's come here, he seems like slightly changed man, a little bit more experienced. It takes a couple of moments for him to recognize who you are, but he says, Marco from Venice. But you're also from, your accent, you're Florentine, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am Florentine. I've made my home in Venice as of late. Well, I mean, Bologna territory today, but you did an excellent job. Showed up just in time. I'll spend a few minutes just bullshitting with him.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask him. So, the horses I see, you have most of them carrying the wounded. Is that the 2 per horse?
Well, we've got a few lancemen. This will be doubling up for the wounded, but mostly you're wounded, and kind of gestures to the many. But we'll probably get as many horses onto the wagons and the carts, and we'll carry as many wounded as possible, and we'll have men probably just carry the supplies on their backs. We'll figure something out.
Well, I was looking to acquire a few of them for some of my men in the battle ahead, in the main battles. Possibly in between.
Okay. So you're lanceman?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I want to be able to. My plan is we're skirmishers mostly, but we need to come around fast. If we're to catch the snake and cut the head off of the snake, we'll need to move as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Speak to Johannes de Tivergo. It's his company. I don't see the problem with that, but the captain is far more experienced than I, or the condottieri is far more experienced than I. But yeah, get permission from him and take as many horses as you want. Are you suggesting that you be marching out, riding out alone to intercept the Viper? Or is this when the final battle comes? I mean, there may not be a battle. If we keep traveling as quickly as we can, we could probably get to Bologna in just a matter of days. Get behind the walls, and then we'll just be protecting the siege, surviving the siege.
Yeah, I'd rather not let it get to that point, if possible.
Yep, get permission from the man in charge and take as many horses as you want. Right. Dorcas, Matteo finds you. He looks you up and down and says, fantastic. It's good to see you alive. How is everyone? How is... Hold on. How is Luigi?
Luigi is dead. He died just a couple days ago. Funny story.
And
we got cut off.
And Alfredo?
I think Alfredo's around here somewhere. I haven't seen him since the battle, but I'm hoping he's all right.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Our character Luigi was killed outright
killed
by
Luigi.
one of the.
That was
No,
me.
it was Alfredo. No, you killed Alfredo because Luigi was killed.
No, I sent Alfredo ahead.
Was it okay? Right.
Yeah, I
Luigi must have been wounded then.
I put
Right, okay.
Alfredo in command of the unit when I left.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
right,
he
problem.
never he wasn't out. he wasn't even there.
Yeah, got you. No problem. And any others?
Yeah, we lost a few
From
others here and there, but you know, the boys, they're doing a pretty good job making the, you know, we in the City Watch the best in the world, and I guess we got to prove it a little bit.
The best. Well, you're from Venice. You're already the best. But I could have done with you. Something strange went on the way here. One of our men was murdered.
Oh my!
His face smashed in, and we don't know why. We don't know who. Yeah, really strange. Really strange.
Just out of nowhere. Didn't have any enemies. No disputes.
No.
Didn't get
No,
go
he was
drinking
just,
at the bar. Just on the boat. He was.
No.
His
name was. His name was Genoa Petrina. He just joined. He joined from one of the village along the way. And then he disappeared one night. There was rumours that he'd fled. We've had a few people fleeing. And then the next morning, myself and a couple of others were sent out just to scout along the riverbank and just, you know, and then sure enough we found a body, face smashed in, and the only thing we could recognise him with was his clothing, but he was in the water. So at first we thought he tripped, fell in, drowned, but then when we pulled him onto the riverbank, as I say, totally unrecognisable. His face was just, must have been like a rock or something. Yeah, and well, the only way we could recognise him was someone recognised the clothes that he was wearing. But yeah, really strange. But apart from that, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it sounds like river pirates. You know, you go off alone somewhere. You can't be going off alone in this day and time. Do you have any evidence? Do you have the body?
No, we couldn't carry the body with us. What we did was give him a shallow grave burial. I said our respects. No one knew him. He was just a nobody, really.
Right.
And then we just moved on.
You think it was somebody in the group, in the military?
We don't know. We thought like there was one or two rumors that maybe the Viper, his spies and scouts had reached us.
Sure.
But no, I mean this was a couple of days ago.
And it happened
Maybe
in
3
the
days.
water.
Yeah, we found his body floating. I think it'd been caught in some reeds, marsh reeds. We'll hold him in, and yeah, we don't know where he died. I guess he was killed by the blows to his face. But face, Jesus, if you can call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Wish I could help.
Ah.
Is
No,
there
it's
anything
just,
I can do?
No, I was just say we could have done with you being there. It's just a mystery. No one knows.
Sure. I know the men. I know the men were gunning for a fight, so we
This was
just kind of
no one.
got pushed along.
There was no talk of them causing any enemies. I don't think it was anyone within the group.
Sure.
But then everyone's been up until yesterday. The rumors bandying back and forth like, well, who's killed him? Why has he been killed? Is there someone in? Well, Gian Vito and
how's it going? How's the morale in the platoon in the unit? I mean,
fine. Yeah. We've got really two people in charge. We had Gian Vito and a guy from Treviso in Padua, Gasper Ulian. He's you've met him. He was in the background when we actually, were you there when we had the meeting with Agneta and the other representatives from Florence?
I don't think so. I think that Marco might have been there. I'm not sure that I was there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think he says, maybe it was for the nobles, really, I guess. Yeah. But so he's effectively representing Padua and Treviso. Out of character, they're two towns, large towns, small cities north of Venice. But yeah, it was. Yeah, they've managed to quell the talk, so no one talks about it.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, I do think if you go off alone, anything can happen, especially in a time like this.
But why? Unless he was fleeing, why leave alone?
Did he seem like the
strange.
type? Was it the type of character to run?
No.
I mean, was there any hint?
No one. He just kept himself to himself. I don't know.
Maybe he just hitched a ride to get from one point to another point, was going back home, or
Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
Well,
So,
it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Any word
Marco.
from your buddy? What was your buddy's name? Didn't like me very much. I think of him sometimes.
We left him in Venice. I don't think there was any way he was going to join.
Yeah.
Yes, there's still like 3 or 4 nobles dispersed in the groups. Marco, you notice Matteo and Dorcas are talking. When you approach there's mention of someone was murdered. Face bashed in, found on the river, body was pulled up from the river, saw the lack of face, but the only way to identify the person was by their clothes. Dorcas has been asking about possible enemies, if he's just left by himself. These things could happen. But it's a bit of a mystery. No one knows him. He was just a recruit that they picked up from one of the villages along the River Po.
You think he died in the river? Or it was bashing? You don't know. Well, that's wild.
What was done to his face would definitely kill you, but I don't know if that's what killed him.
Like a piece of wood? Like somebody picked up a tree and threw it at him, or
I was thinking maybe like a rock and just
a rock.
don't
Yeah,
stop.
bash the skull in with a rock.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's vengeance
Marco,
right there.
Have you got anything to ask or say to Matteo or anyone else? I'll come to you speaking to Tezago at the end, because Tezago's got a lot of people talking to him at the moment.
Oh, I guess we better be careful, though. I mean, he probably just crossed the wrong person, said the wrong thing to the wrong guy, and got his face beat in. But we should be careful and watch out in case there is, somebody who's seen a little too much war in our party.
Maybe. Well, it's just. I'm just happy for everyone to be together, and he points. You can see the outline of Bologna, the skyline in the distance. It says, "Not far now. We'll be there soon, and this will be all over, and we can return victorious and alive." Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Yeah, I think we should go talk to the captain or the general.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem. When you get there, as I said before, there's loads of people. There's 3 or 4 white captains. There is Gianvito. He's reporting back to Zago everything that's happened. There is also someone that you recognize, Marco, someone who was representing Agnita. She came in with the Lord of Padua. This guy's name is Gasper Ulian, and they're just giving a report of they managed to pick up an extra 50, 60 men. They had a handful of people fleeing, 1 murder. They encountered a group of scouts, managed to deal with them. Didn't cause that much of a delay. Got to the crossroads. We had scouts out who told us that you had engaged with the enemy. And when they came back to us, we got here as fast as we can. And then there's other talks of rations, drinks, blah, 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 all the logistics. So, and then that's all kind of tailing off by the time you two get to the table. Not really a table, it's just a group around a campfire. Tezago rises from his sitting on the floor to greet you two. Everyone else does so. He is there. Dorcas the bull. Meet Gianvito, Ulian Gaspera, Ulian and Gianvito. This is Marco. 2 notable comrades from the battles. It says, please sit down, have a drink, get some food while there is still some left. How can I help?
Oh, thank you. Well, I've been thinking. Most of the men say, and I'll look around to make sure that it's just the nobles here in earshot. Most of the men are saying that we're headed to Bologna to hopefully wait out the siege there. I don't think that's the plan, is it?
When we get there, it depends on what the Bolognese general wants to do. They can either hold out against the siege or engage the enemy on the field. We are already on the field. When we get there, we'll assess the situation. Do we harry the enemy, prevent them from building their siege machines. He then turns to Gian Vito and Uli and says, these two men headed the scouts. They were the ones who reported wagons, carts laden with heavy materials, which I'm going to presume will be the siege machinery that will be assaulting Bologna. We'll see there. We'll see when we get there. My only concern is the 600 men or whatever that didn't encounter us here. If they are already heading to Bologna, then they have at least 1 day's march on us. Marco, what are you thinking?
I was definitely thinking of harrying the enemy, and I do think you're correct. They have siege weapons with them. I'm also pretty sure the Viper was not with this company today. I'm sure he's with the other group headed to Bologna. And so I would like to use the horses to harry the enemy along the way, harass them, burn the siege weapons if we can, take out any officers if possible, take out small groups, small scouting groups, whittle them down as much as we possibly can over the next couple of days.
Okay. Okay. Are you experienced, though, with mounted combat? I don't mean that's any offense or slight against your skill with a sword, but we have cavalry amongst us. More than happy for you to accompany one of the white captains to lead these skirmishes, but I need every single person on horseback doing these raids to be fully experienced. If there is one break or anyone goes down, my concern is prisoners will be taken. And anyone who can't handle himself on a horse in combat, if that horse falls, I've seen so many men trapped and then taken prisoner. You do not want to be taken prisoner by the Viper. What you know, he will soon learn. But if you want to, if you have confidence in yourself and your men, yes, join.
You know, I really don't have much skill. I have a little bit of skill on horseback.
What's your ride?
One.
Okay.
One. And I don't have combat.
Yeah.
So probably left the professionals then.
One of the white captains speaks up and says, they can learn. The voice, because as I mentioned before, all the white captains are masked. Some with like bandits, white cloth over their face, so you can just see the eyes. Others have like a ornate metal plate that's attached to the rest of the helmet. This one speaks with a soft voice. You think it's the one that's been training or helped Dorcas train his men on the boat. Say in a soft voice, he can learn. If part of the job will be scouting, and he's already proven his worth with that spyglass, a good set of eyes may give us enough information to determine if we skirmish or not. If they've already set up camp there'll be no point skirmishing. We would need to make sure that we skirmish a line. Zago shrugs and says, okay. It's entirely up to you, Marco. Entirely up to you. If you want to join, go ahead. They will be marching out. We will be leaving about 10-15 minutes. Once we hit the road proper towards Bologna, we will send out horsemen to scout and to skirmish. But it's entirely up to you if you want to do that.
Okay, would that just be me or my men too, as a group?
Zago turns to the white captain, and that white captain, he nods to Zago and ushers you off to one side, and then you discuss and says, the problem is this number of horses. We have 60 horses. We probably afford 50. We need the other 10 horses to bring the wounded. I have 40 men. I can perhaps give you 10 horses. But each one needs to be good, needs to be able to ride and fight. I don't mind you coming along, because you are a captain. And as I told the general, you've got a good eye, and we need that. So if you can find 10 men, bring them. I will make up the rest. You have 10 horses.
Okay.
All right.
See, well, just since I have you, I want to explain that my men, we run the finest fencing school in Venice, and probably the finest fencing school, a lot of people say, in Italy itself. And rumors are starting to travel around all of Europe that it's the finest fencing school in Europe. And so my plan is, hence we're all fencers. We are quick on our feet, lightly armored, move quickly. Not the best to stand on a line, hold the shield, and get our heads bashed in.
Mm-hmm.
Using horses to get in quickly, we could cause a lot of damage behind the lines. Not necessarily lancing the lines themselves.
Okay. Okay. Fencing on horseback, not quite. Okay.
I realize that. I'm thinking of the horses just being the transportation to get us there. We could dismount, tie off.
Right.
And get to the people calling the orders behind the lines. Cut the heads off the snakes.
Do you? That is very dangerous. Gian, the Duke of Milan, his general is a gentleman or lord by the name of Sforza. He is an accomplished general. He leans in, and even quieter than normal, says he and Hawkwood once fought side by side, but the north of Italy is a churning, ever-changing pot. Enemies become allies, allies become enemies from one battle to the next. I would advise against your plan. Getting to the enemy, tying up the horses, and then sneaking into their camp or temporary camp if they're moving could be a death sentence, and we would not know that you're gone until it's too late. What we had in mind was we would ride, stay on horseback, attack the chain, take out any horses that would be pulling the wagons. If we can kill their horses, then they can only bring men to the battle, to the siege, because this is what will happen. There will be a siege. From what you've said before, there's at least 600, 700 men. That came in from across the river. If the Duke has any other men, Bologna might not be able to hold. But if we can stop the siege machines, we could give them a chance. I can't stop you. I will give you the 10 horses if you have the men ready to do that. But my advice is that that is suicide. But we've already had one man. He gestures over to the bull, who survived certain death already. So who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. Right, Dorcas, you're with the group. Is there anything that you wanted to say to Zargo?
Are there any uninitiated around us? I mean, or like, can I,
Oh well, it's hard to know. All you know is
we're just in a party. I'll just come and talk to him plainly then. Sir, I'm kind of concerned. A friend of mine, he said that on the other group that there was a murder of some kind potentially, and I was gonna maybe do some research and see if I could catch this killer, see if I could find some more information. I was just wondering if I could go around and pursue some rumors or some leads, or do you think this would be bad for the? I could do it as discreet as possible, but still word gets out when stuff like this is discussed.
So do what? Sorry.
I was looking. A friend of mine said that there was a guy murdered in the other group, and I was gonna follow up on that. That's sort of my expertise.
Gian Vito speaks up at this point. It says the body was buried. It's about 5-6 days away. I can present to you everyone who was involved, the people who found the body, but without the body, I'm not sure what you could learn. But yes, if you want to.
Yeah, just a couple of interviews. I could glean off of some of these fellas. That would be nice. I just, I don't like letting that stuff go if there's a rat in our midst or whatever, that could spoil more than just one guy potentially.
Obviously, we'll have to do it on the march. So, but I will send over everyone who was involved.
I'll be on that wagon over there. Just point them at.
Nursing your leg.
I'm nursing my leg.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right, 1 second. I'm just wanting to check something.
It'll give me something to think about while I'm healing up for the next battle.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. I'm conscious of the time. It's 10 past 10 here. What do you guys like for time? As far as the story progression is concerned, you're now into the final act. There's maybe 2 or 3 small scenes, so we can. By the sounds of it, you guys are introducing new scenes, so we can try and do that.
Oh, we don't have to.
No,
We can just follow along if you want.
No. That's not how games should work. So, so you got the interviews, so that's fine, and then also got Marco's men on horseback, so that's fine. So they'll happen between this act and the final act, which you're about to join. So that's brilliant. Okay, how much time have we got? Maybe an hour.
I'm good.
Yeah. Cool.
Hour's great.
Yeah, you okay with that, Miller? Yeah, I know you've got
Yeah,
your
I'm
game
good.
on. Okay.
Yeah, I've got dinner going too, so I'm gonna have to pop up a couple times.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll say 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I'll try and bring it to an end at 11 o'clock my time. Right. Brilliant. Okay. So. Okay. 10-15 minutes pass. Everyone starts getting ready to leave. Bologna is about 5 or 6 days away. Because the company's so large, you've got different speeds for those who are injured, the carts, those on horseback. It's probably going to be about 7 days, maybe at the most. So you guys pretty much split up. Marco, do you try and get 10 men in total, or just a handful? You know that there's 3 or 4 nobles from Venice. They all know how to ride. Some of them actually know how to fight on horseback. Some of them in your group. I think there was 1 or 2 in Dorcas's group. No, the ones that were in Daucus' group were then dispersed to other groups within the company. You can still get in touch with them. The majority of your surviving members of the fencing school are all nobles or minor nobles, so they all know how to ride. There's maybe 1 or 2 know how to fight on horseback, but as you mentioned to the White Captain, it's not about fighting on horseback, it's getting there, attack, and then get out, dodge. Yeah? So do you go for the full 10 men, including yourself, or just a select few?
Just a select few. The people who can ride, definitely the ones who know how to fight on horseback.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So you get about 4 and yourself. So the White Captain, who is leading the mounted skirmish. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Hold on. Back a moment.
We had a couple of viewers on the Discord here and there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Not on the Discord, on Twitch, because we go to Twitch.
Okay.
And that's twitch.tv/dreadlore, which is typically I stream to both YouTube and
Sorry
Twitch,
about that.
but
I was
not today.
I heard a noise outside. Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So you guys, you all march out. It's the next morning. It's at that point that the 60 men on horseback head off. You head down the road, and then you veer off directly west. it takes you about 2 or 3 days to reach any sign of the enemy. In that time, though, Dorcas, you are along the way. There is, sure enough, a series of about 4 or 5 people who are presented to you. The first one was with Matteo when the body was found. He says, I understand you want to talk to me about the murder or the death or whatever, or the accident. Go ahead. I'll tell you what I know.
Well, if you would, I've been told this guy didn't have any enemies, and he just kind of left on his own without telling anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that? Did you notice anything weird about his clothing? Because that's how you recognized him, I guess. Like, was it torn, or did he have his shoes on, or just bashed in the head with a rock?
Hold on. So I didn't know if he had any enemies. He joined partway through from one of the villages.
Anybody else join from that same city?
There was one other. Gives you a name. But I think he's already been spoken to, so chances are Gian Vito's going to send him your way as well. Yeah. So no enemies. Yes, his face, it looked like it was smashed in with a rock or something.
Was there a rock around there? You didn't see any trails of blood?
Well, it kind of looks bad. Actually, yeah, there was no blood. But he was found in the water, but there was no blood on the riverbank where we found him. Like, there was no... I don't think we found any bloodied rocks. Yeah, good point, that. Yeah.
Any bites? Did anybody look at his body, see if he was bitten, or...
No one really looked at him properly. We pulled him in. We waded into the water, pulled the body out. We didn't know who it was. We didn't know if it was one of the group or whatever. Pulled him ashore, rolled him over. It's the hole that was once his face. There was no blood left. It was a bit bloated and puffy down the edges. But yeah, there was a he had like a badge of some kind sewn onto one of his sleeves, and that was how we recognized him.
He had a badge. What kind of badge?
Yeah, it's like some sort of family. It sounded like his family were some people, but not anymore, I guess.
Yeah,
his clothing was old and tatty. It doesn't look like he had any money whatsoever.
Like did he start out like that, or did somebody?
Yeah.
He was a pretty poor fella.
I got the impression he was one of those that joined the army because there was nothing else for them.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Well, I'd like to talk to that guy who joined up from his town at some point.
Okay. Yep. That's the next part that comes up. They call you the bull, don't they?
Yeah. It's because I picked up a table once and I ran through a bar and I stopped people from fighting.
Oh, okay.
El Toro. That's my name.
He looks up to you. You're about 2 foot taller than him. I thought it was because you were tall, but never mind. So
you knew this guy from the town you're from. You guys are from the same place.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, he poor guy, young lad. His family They were originally from further up the river. His family, like. But then 10 years ago, when the last time the Duke swarmed across the land, destroyed their town. That they were, I don't know, it's like minor nobles or something like that. But when you've got no land, you're not noble. So right. I think rumors were they headed east, hoping to find fortune.
So
he
lost his battle. He lost his land in the last war with the Duke of Milan. Was he fighting on the wrong side? Is that? I mean, did he switch sides? What's going on here?
I don't even think he was old enough to be fighting.
Did his family? Do you know anything about his family or?
No, all he said to me and all the rumors I'd heard was the Duke destroyed the land. They had nothing. They went east.
Did he like the fair sex? Did he like the ladies? The ladies, you know.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah, but I mean, did he have an affinity towards, you know, ladies of the night or anything like, you know, boozing and drinking? Was he? Well,
I don't know. There's no ladies of the night here, so
I guess not.
I don't know.
It's not that kind of area, is it?
No.
Yeah. What kind of weapon did he fight with?
I don't know. Sword, I guess.
Yeah.
The sword was found on him, but it's just a generic sword. It could have been anyone's sword. Might have been a sword that was provided by Gian Vito. He gave us all weapons.
Yeah. I show him my splinter of a shield. Here you go.
You might need someone to fix that up for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time. What time of day or night do you know when he walked off or disappeared? Does he just kind of wander off randomly? Was he possessed or acting funny before he left? Did anybody watch him leave?
He just went to the toilet. You know, like, you know, as you do, you leave the camp, do your business, and then he never came back.
Right. So all his stuff was left in his bunk.
Yeah, he'd left everything, really, but he didn't have much. He pretty much everything he had, he carried on his back.
Sure, but you know, he probably didn't carry.
He had nothing.
Yeah,
he had nothing.
Well, you've been right informative, that's for sure. And I feel like I've got enough information to go and tell, you know, one of the white captains or to approach Zago.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
But before I do that, can I? Is there a way I can roll for rumors around the camp?
Yes, of course. Yes. There is. So there's even a skill. So it's a interaction, investigation, rumors.
Yeah, I got that. So interaction. I got rumors. Yep. So that's what I got.
So roll your interaction. Keep number of dice equal to your investigate, and add rumors to your tally.
Let's see what happens. Not a heck of a lot. It's not 0, but it's let's see, 21, 26.
Okay, that's competent. Yeah, that's fine. So, rumors. The guy, no one expected him to flee. He's not someone who no one can know, but the impression they got from him was he wanted revenge. He wanted to seek fortune as a member of a company, because if every battle you survive, you'll get plenty of money. And he wanted revenge on the Duke for everything that he'd done against his family lands. So people aren't convinced that he fled. So the next natural thing was maybe an accident, but where the camp was, when you'd leave to relieve yourself, you would just go into the woods or down a small ravine or whatever. You wouldn't go far. You wouldn't be out of sight completely, and then you'd come back. So the whole idea, the whole notion of an accident is strange. It doesn't fit with all the information that you're getting. And finally, it's not so much rumors, but it's questions that you find out that other people were asking at the time. Was when these scouts went out, they went out in all directions just to make sure that they weren't being flanked and so if you can imagine that the caravan is heading west, the scouts that found the body, they went back east and north towards the river, and that's where they found the body, which meant that if it was in the water, it would have been upriver and then drifted downriver eastwards, and then maybe got caught in the reeds. So he was no one thinks that he was killed where he was found. Chances are he was killed further upriver, but no one found anything.
Floated down at some point.
Yeah. But people are convinced. The gist from the rumors are he was killed. By who?
Was killed.
No one knows, because he just kept quiet.
Yeah.
He didn't talk to anyone. Didn't offend anyone. He was just there to do one thing, and that was to get revenge.
Right.
And that's the same as about half the people there. So that he didn't even stand out in that motivation.
Sure. Well, I'll go and check in with Trizago and give him what I suspect.
Yeah, go ahead.
In a private room, it just kind of like a side where we had if I can get a moment.
I mean, you'll be walking next to him while he's on his horse, and people will give you two space for you to have your private conversation.
Have a private conversation. I think I've seen this before, maybe in Venice once or twice. I believe that we might have an initiated or maybe somebody who's gone through the kenning murdered that fella that I was telling you about before. He didn't have any blood, like his blood was sucked out of him, and he was found in the river, but it was too far up the river, so it had to be somebody of an unnatural strength, I would say. Perhaps just a random killing, but certainly a killing by a demon of some kind that I would imagine is maybe affiliated with the Duke of Milan, but it could just be a passing by entity of the water. That's what happens sometimes. You get in their territory and they'll eat you.
Oh, okay. Trizago was not expecting any of that. He's alarmed at the prospect of the murderer being a red hand. But then when you start mentioning effectively spirits, so that he'd killed by a spirit or some other supernatural, that takes him completely by surprise. He doesn't dismiss it either. what he tells you is he's a godly man. As far as he's concerned, spirits and all that sort of thing are something that he's not interested in. It's just blind superstition. He believes in God, believes in the Pope, believes in Christianity. That's his whole world. So when it comes to supernatural stuff, it's either other severed souls or the will of the god and the exalted and that sort of thing. But once you mention the spirits, it's clear that he has no information, no knowledge, no experience on spirits. But he is quite impressed that you seem to know stuff about spirits firsthand. But he asks you not to tell anyone about your findings, about your conclusions. If anyone thinks that there's some sort of supernatural involvement, again, morale could take a massive hit. And
do you think there's a way we could use that against the Duke of Milan? I know he uses it on us, but maybe interjecting some gossip on their end, about something, do some superstition warfare, or even having an initiated maybe going over there and kind of showing their true colors, as one might say. Do you think that would rattle their morale? Maybe not over here, like I seen you do, which I thought was impressive.
Stops completely, and he kind of leans forward, puts the hand on the neck of his horse, and he whispers to you and says, "By now you'll have heard word of a conflagration that took out one of his small companies, just like that. He now knows that he's now fighting against two severed souls, not one. He knows I'm here, but he knows that there is a second one, but he does not know who the second red hand is. That will unsettle him, because now he doesn't know if it could be two, it could be three. He has no idea now. And I think what you're suggesting could already be happening. He will be unsettled, and I hope that what he doesn't know will force him to make a mistake. But yeah, don't worry. I think your awakening will have reached his ears by now.
Well, if you wanna, I do want to get back home to Venice one day. It seems like if we had a nighttime mission or something, maybe we could disturb him in some other capacity. I do have a propensity towards fire. If we set the fire on one side and if we went upwind and it came down, I guess that could be bad for the people, though. We don't want to catch their houses on fire. I don't know. We'll just mull on that for now.
You won't have had much opportunity to do so, but you may need to. If you get the opportunity in the next week or so, find yourself a private, quiet spot and try practicing your abilities. What you experience for that brief moment in time is not what you're capable of now, but you need to know what you are capable of.
I understand.
You are. I don't want. If it comes down to it, I don't want to use you until the last moment. And as for going back to Venice, you will. You cannot die permanently. But that's a topic for another conversation.
I don't think I fully understand what you're talking about, but I'll sit on the back of the line with the most injured, and I'll heal up this leg, and maybe because I'll be at the very back of the wagon train, I'll find a little space.
What he'll do then is he'll explain a little bit more. So what he says is your body, the gestures you up and down, and your mind, that's the host of your soul. When your body dies, your soul will reconstruct your body in your sanctuary. When you wake up, you'll be in your sanctuary. You will need to find your way out, back into the mundane. This is just a vessel, and the soul can recreate its vessel numerous times. You are immortal, sort of. You can die, but not in the typical way. Right, so it's on that. Right. Marco, you've rushed on ahead. You've head directly west. You are accompanying the White Captain, traveling for several hours. You're kind of riding for 10 hours each day, so that you don't wear out the horses. There are certain things that you notice. You've come to the conclusion, after observing habits, is that this White Captain, the softly spoken captain, is not a man. For example, when the White Captain goes off to relieve themselves, they'll make sure they do it in front of no one. Other captains will just, go up against a tree, relieve themselves, then come back. This captain doesn't. And after a while, you realise that the way that this captain walks, there is a slightly feminine gait to their stance. Their armour around the chest is all padded, so you don't get any gesture, any indication from that. But once that idea pops into your head, everything that you notice about the White Captain reinforces that, this is actually a woman, and a woman fighter is unheard of, which kind of explains why they're all masked.
Yeah, much less an officer. Marco doesn't really care.
Yep, no, it's just something that you'll have noticed after the several days of traveling with this White Captain.
Actually, Marco's probably pretty impressed that a female is not only here fighting, but also made it into the ranks of captain.
Yeah. So after about 5 days, you can see behind you in the distance, and unfortunately, the bulk of the Viper's army has already set up camp in view of the city walls. There's still a train leading up with the supplies and so forth, but as you go ahead and you scout and you got your eyeglass at the ready, you realise that the siege machines have already started to be constructed. When you report this back to the rest of the company, to the White Captain, she is thoroughly disappointed. She just says, we were too slow, we were too late. When you mention that there's still a train, that'll be food, water, that sort of thing. She says to the rest of the men and to you, well, we can still at least do something, and then we can head back. So she asks you and your 4 other men, says, will you ride with us? We'll just deal as much carnage and chaos as possible to this train, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I'm in. I did have an idea. We can search a few of these abandoned farms for oil, lamp oil and stuff. Lard, tallow, whatever we can get.
Yes, yeah.
Make some little fire bombs and burn as many carts as we can.
Okay, yeah. Her eyes light up with that idea. I says, right, okay. And then the next day, everyone strips every farmhouse, every hamlet, every village, all abandoned, mostly destroyed. Anything that's valuable. And sure enough, just as the last half mile of the train heading towards Bologna, you guys attack. And you kill horses, burn the wagons, the carts. You start to engage the men, but by this point, reinforcements from further up the road have turned round and they're heading back to you guys, not wanting to lose a single member of their company. The White Captain calls out an order for retreat, and then you all head back. You'd gone north parallel to the road that they're using, so when you retreat, you head out further east and then travel parallel to the same road, heading south before heading back to the track that you used to get here. As you do so, you can see Bologna ablaze. The city has fallen. And as you then head with even more speed, you head southeast. Along the way, you encounter a company of about maybe 200, 300 men, bearing the colours and the standard of Bologna. You're the first person to see them because you're usually at the front, because you'll stop, use spyglass, track, scout, and then report. You're the first person to see this group. You reckon they're people fleeing Bologna because they look like they're heading due east onto the road that leads through the Apennine Mountains towards Florence. What you do?
Yeah, I'll. Captain, there's a small band. It looks like refugees carrying the standard of Bologna toward Florence.
With any luck, it'll be their general. If we can get it. Right. Okay. You, Marco, come with me. She then tells the rest of the men, race on ahead. We need to tell. Tizargo needs to know immediately, as soon as possible, that Bologna has fallen. We must head south towards Florence and prevent that city from falling. They do. They rush on ahead. You two ride full speed, and you meet up with the company. They, upon seeing you two arrive, just the two of you, the company stops. A lot of them are on horseback. They draw their spears, swords, shields, all at the ready. And then, as the White Captain approaches, she's got like an emblem of the White Company. A few of the company recognize the heraldry, and one man in particular steps out from the group. His horse steps out from the group, and then he trots towards you both. You get about 20, 30 feet away. He says, "Halt, come no further. What is your business?" I'll let you do the talking.
Yeah. We're a small scouting party from the White Company. We're camped not too far from here, maybe 2 days' journey. Sad to see that we didn't make it in time to assist Bologna in the siege, but I am glad to see at least a small company survive.
Well, yes, Bologna has fallen. I have whatever men I could manage to flee with. Florence must not fall. My name is... How's it going? He introduces himself as Museo Sforza. I am... acquainted with... He gestures to the White Captain, to your general. How is Hawkwood? And at that point, I will leave it there.
Interesting.
Good, yeah.
I have to say I did make a mistake there. I had mentioned that Sforza was the general of the Duke of Milan. His general is actually a man by the name of Alberico da Barbiano. An easy mistake to make, you know.
Yes, but it makes sense. I mean, if now that you said it out loud, I feel like I've connected. Jeez.
So I think we could get the story finished next week, or at the very most over 2 sessions, and then that would bring part 1 of the 3-parter to an end, and then we could have a break. Mothership, because I know there's a couple of people who are eager to get started with your mothership, so I don't want to rush this, but I think maybe if we start at 6:30 again, get another 4 hours, whatever, we could get the story finished. So yeah, that was really good.
It depends on how many asides you let us have.
Oh, you can have as many asides as possible. Because the murder mystery is really important, but not in this part of the story arc. It has relevance much later on.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you were interested in trying to piece together information, I thought I can't let it go to waste. But yeah, it's if you're having it, so with all these stories, there's always at least 2 ways of doing it, 2 different threads. So if you'd done the murder mystery, you wouldn't have had the battles or the hilltop surveillance to find out that there's 12 to 1,500 men coming your way and that sort of thing. So it's a trade-off. Both halves are important. But yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to head off. That was good fun. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, conclusion next week. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah. Thank you for running.
Yeah,
cool.
And we'll see you next week at the same time.
Yeah. Brilliant. All right. See you later, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.